Oh, again, my name is Scott, aka Shogii. This game is called Here on the Wastes, a weekly RPG session based on a game called Horizons Unknown, After Earth. This game is a futuristic sci-fi game set in the distant future of the year 2422 on a alien planet known as Soldaria. Um, this takes place after the death of Earth and where the last remnants of humanity are forced to make a mass exodus and find a new planet in order for the human race to survive. Um, if you want to find more information in regards to the backstory or a brief history of Horizons Unknown itself and of Soldaria, you can actually just hit exclamation point HU, which will take you to, I believe it's a Reddit post where I actually put um, the summary. So actually, it's almost the foreword into the player's handbook itself for you guys to check out, as well as I believe you can do exclamation point Aeon, which is AION, and you can see a makeshift map of the Western Wastes, exactly kind of the place that we are directly being involved in currently right now. In regards quickly to the story itself, again, it's a futuristic story. We have one of our amazing uh, participants here. We have Mr. Rand 118, aka Ryan, who's playing
What's up?
Rev 118, the Cyber Jackal.
I'm
And
really creative with names, so
those numbers, man, those numbers.
yeah.
And we have Mr. Berger himself playing Otis Dirtbanger, um,
Hello.
who is the survivalist, kind of a jack of all trades. And we are missing one of our adventurers tonight. He's currently at work.
Ian
That
Del Taco.
or eating Del Taco, getting sick. And his name is Eli, and he's playing Skag Retlaw, who is essentially a gun reaver, or in this world, a kind of like a gunslinger type. Um, Again, this is futuristic sci-fi. For in regards to the way this world is built out, um, it is about 400 years after the initial exodus and the human race actually creating a settlement here, which they aptly named Amsharai, which was supposed to be in the new language supposed to be the city of blessings. Um, Unfortunately, as time grew on, humanity was unified, and as usual, due to greed, power, and such, humanity is now split and leaderless and fragmented across um, the wastelands, as they so call it, which is called the Western Wastes or Aeon of Aeon itself, and that's mainly due to the just the battle worn and battle scarred landscape that has happened. It's humans versus humanity, as well as humans versus the machines. And when we say about the machines, we're talking about artificial intelligence. Um, and all through all that, they still have to survive the harsh wastelands of Saldaria itself. If you do kind of like check us out and follow us on YouTube, can see episode 2, 3, and 4, which will tell you, kind of bring you up to speed of exactly where we're at. And with that, we'll just kind of like jump right into this. Um, in regards to Rev, Skag's
Mhm.
character, which will be played by me for tonight, um, as well as Otis. You remember that you took a job with Mother, who asked you to eliminate the one she called Father, which essentially was her biogenetic creator, um, a Dr. Eli Hauser, who you now know works primarily with the Broken, which is the major crime syndicate here in Aeon in the Western Wastes. Um, as well as she states that there's a bit of a skitterer, or also known as the Hollowed Ones infestation, that is kind of like made its way through the caverns itself because they live underground and have been causing them problems. And
And mother told us that father's in San Dormo. Is that
that is
correct?
correct. The
Okay.
capital city of the Broken is Sandormo.
Okay.
As well as that the Hollow Ones are essentially these elongated, again, biogenetic creatures, humanoid, but they have pale white skin, yellow eyes, but are relatively blind. Um, but they have incredible ability to walk on walls, walk upside down, um, great agility and dexterity, and kind of work everything on sonic sight and sonic waves and such. But they've also created what is known as alphas, which are the larger, more aggressive, superior ones that are actually smarter, that are kind of organizing these hordes of hollowed ones in order to kind of create problems for Mother and the children that she describes as kind of the lost children of Saldaria, and beneath their underground caves. And she kind of asks you if you can get rid of the 3 known predators, as well as assassinate Dr. Eli Hauser. And when we last left you, you had just took down one of the predators itself. You concussed him, and you jumped on him like a horde of your own, eliminate him before you can even take a strike at you. And Rev, you went into Mirage, ventured down farther down to the dark corridor.
That's right.
You came directly right up against a kind of a wave of these hollowed ones coming your way down one of the other pathways, and you were kind of put in between another group that had come up from a side entrance, as well as another predator, Alpha, between yourself and Skag and Otis, who are both standing essentially in front of the vault door, protecting those who are inside, as well as kind of seeing this carnage that is kind of like happening and transpiring in front of your face. And with that, just knowing the situation, Rev, you did have first move. It's kind of a deja vu moment for you. It feels like you've done this before. You tell me exactly what you want to do to start this off.
Well, I see the wave of the what are they called again? Not broken, but the white.
The skitterers.
They're known as the
Skitterers,
hollow ones, but they just call them skitterers, or the kids were calling them ghosts.
Okay, so I see the ghosts coming at me, and I see the alpha coming from the side passage.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is a fight we can't win currently. So since I'm in Mirage, I want to turn around and try to, as quickly and quietly as I can, get to the vault door before these waves of creatures get to us. And I would like to quietly say into my sidekick to let Skag know that
Sure.
we got more bogeys on my tail, basically, as I try to sneak back to the door before they get there.
Okay. With that, Skag is obviously monitoring this message. Here's this coming through. Otis, you kind of see like almost a pale look on him as he's just kind of like, there's more coming this way, buddy. Like a lot more.
Where's Rev? Where is he? Where's Rev?
Mirage,
We gotta close this door, Skag. We gotta close this door.
Yeah, but what do we do without like Rev? Do you want me to tell him to come back? Otis, man, you gotta.
Is there anything out there? What do you see?
There's a big alpha sitting right in front of us, and 3 skitterers.
Oh, they're right in front of us.
Yeah, eating
Okay.
their old friend.
I thought they were with Rev. My bad.
Yeah, they're having din-din right in front of our face. Otis, come on, man, pull yourself together. If you had your sidekick, you'd be able to hear this.
Yeah. Let's kill him.
Okay. We're just gonna all-out attack.
Yeah. You do the spinny thing, and I'll just shoot from here.
The spinny thing, and I did that before at some point.
I thought so.
Oh, okay.
I thought so.
Okay. I should tell Rev though. Or are we just going for it? Are we just going for it?
Sure. Go for it. Call him.
He kind of looks at you.
I mean,
Sneak,
I
sneaking
kind
at
of
you.
I kind of think he'll know what's going on once he gets over here.
Okay. Yeah, Rev is kind of like slowly kind of like sneaking away as quickly as he can. And then
Like
you just kind of
stepping
hear like
by those 3 that are feeding on the dead alpha over
just
here.
kind of like sliding up against the rock face.
Yeah.
Where in the distance you just see Otis and Skag just having this back and forth, just like what?
I'm used to them arguing, so I kind of ignore it as I'm trying to be stealthy.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you apprehensively, and he just goes, "Okay, Otis." And he just goes, "I think we're just gonna start attacking. Just be ready. Here it goes."
I can't respond because I'm like right behind these things,
Yeah.
hoping they're not hearing my sidekick go off. So
No, not at all. Okay, if you're gonna do that, we're absolutely gonna go for it. If that is the case, Otis, you would have first shot to go ahead, and if you're gonna attack, go ahead and just tell me what you're gonna do.
All right, so I'm gonna line up.
We have no idea where Rev is, so we need to be aware of that as well.
Okay. So okay, I'm gonna pull up my gun,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna take a quick attack, which is a survival tactic.
Sure.
Just quick range attack to single target, aiming for the alpha,
Okay.
upper area, and let's
the alpha,
do that.
So the new alpha that's coming out of the tunnel.
Right.
Yeah.
The alpha that
Yeah.
just emerged.
Okay.
Yep. How far away is he from us? You'd say
Probably like 20 feet.
20 feet.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna roll for attack,
Sure.
and I've got a big negative.
You're gonna do it with advantage because he has not looked at our way.
That's a
Meaning
beautiful
Otis
thing.
and Skaggs.
That's a 3.
Okay, so you go to try to like you make your first shot, and maybe it's just the nerves, kind of a deja vu, like this could have happened with you before, and when you go for it, your gun just click and just jams, and you kind of look down and you just notice that there's kind of like dirt and blood and gunk in it. You haven't cleaned this thing. Yeah, you start giving the old spit shine. Right in the middle of this, Skag kind of like looks at you, just going, "Whoa!" Like
Just go, man, go.
he just goes, "Okay, man," and he's gonna make a shot. He does not know. Roll awareness, Rev, if you can, please.
Okay.
And you're paying enough attention to these two guys going crazy.
If I notice them trying to attack.
Yeah. You know obviously he's told you they're trying to do something, but you're aware enough.
I rolled an 11. I don't know how aware I am.
You're enough. You're obviously still have your sights on trying to slip by this thing, and you're kind of like multitasking. You're doing a lot of this. Just kind of make sure that they don't hear you, they don't see you, and
True
you just
ninja.
super ninja vanish. And you in the distance kind of like see that Otis goes to pull up his gun, and you just see him just going spitting in it, and you just think to yourself, this isn't going well.
Yeah, this is not how I was planning on the next few minutes of my life to happen.
Okay, so if he's going to try to take a shot, he's going to go, wow. He's going to go double action, which is the gun reaper pulls out the shotgun to fire upon one single target. So we're just going to go for the alpha. A fiery spread allowing you to hit any if it's within 20 feet. So that's a stun and burn if you can hit. Again, we have advantage here, so we're going to roll. Okay, and with more effectiveness and efficiency, Skag actually fires and shoots. He takes a few steps forward to make sure that he's going to get a good quality shot on this thing. And as it kind of like starts to turn towards him, he just unloads both barrels, hitting this guy.
Beautiful.
And with that, we're going to do some damage to this guy, which is a 1d8.
Nice. Come on.
Okay, he did 5 points of damage. as well as it is currently stunned, and you
Oh,
start
okay.
to see
Sick.
very much kind of like um, your incendiary blade. You start to see like little smokes and like
Okay.
little sparks, kind of like start to show up upon exactly where the wound was, which was kind of like right in the chest.
Okay.
As this thing just screams out in pain, almost it doesn't even reel him back. It just kind of like it's like this slow, and he kind of almost resets himself. With that, he almost looks directly at you, not knowing you're there still. He's kind of like that's
Looks
where he
at
just
me?
resets, like his face as he's kind of like, and he just lets out a roar, which gets all the attention of the three skitterers that were feasting, who have now turned.
Okay.
Um, as well as you start to see the other ones start to come around that corner, and they start to float and kind of like spread out on top of the sides of the walls
Okay.
on the ground. So it's just like this like U-shaped wave that is kind of like filtering your way.
Okay. So it's my turn, right?
Uh, let me see. Okay, that was his. I can do that as a main. Let me see what we have as a,
Oh yeah, I forgot he's got a bonus.
yeah, as his bonus here. He's just going to. So again, for everybody who's out there, this is a game where there's one main and one bonus, and then a move action. He's going to do Beyond Fast, so he's going to try to reload his other guns that he hadn't reloaded. So he kind of tosses this thing back, pulls out one of his revolvers, which is like blazing fast dexterity, kind of slides new shells in, and he's going to fire at that same predator with the idea that if he can take down the predator, maybe he can stop the wave that are coming this way. You do notice that he seems pretty cool and calm as you start to see him just make these attacks, like choo-choo, boom, one right after the other. He no longer would have advantage, but he is stunned, and he does hit.
Nice. Oof. Skag finally hitting. You should roll for Skag all the time.
I should roll for
by
him,
the way.
right? Exactly. Okay, wow. It's 8 and then a d6. Wow, okay. So he does 13 points of damage on that one.
Wow.
Whoa, Skag!
He kind of like looks at
What
you.
did you eat for breakfast?
He kind of looks at you, kind of tips his hat. Like that's
Hey,
kind of
share
how
with
it
me.
done. That's how it's done. All right. And with that, that ends his turn. Go ahead, Rev.
Okay, so I'm still sneaking behind these skitterers, right? And I noticed them kind of take a notice of this guy getting wailed on, right?
That is correct.
How bad is this alpha looking? Is he looking pretty burned and scarred from these shots?
Well, the only
Can I see him?
Yeah, you're almost like 4 feet in front of this guy.
Okay.
He hasn't moved, and you're still sliding off this side, so you're getting farther and farther away from him before you can actually make a full bolt.
Uh-huh.
You see and you hear the thunderclaps of his guns go off.
Okay.
The shotgun as well as that, and you see this thing just kind of like snap and reel. You do notice again, maybe it's just due to mass, but he's not as much as you would see most shots kind of like knock a man down.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of like, he's almost like
He's
like shaking
enraged.
it off. He's enraged, right? But you do see
Okay.
visible marks and puncture holes of the damage that his ballistics had done.
Okay. Well, I have a quick question on how my Mirage works, if that's
Sure.
okay.
Absolutely.
It's a bonus. I mean, it's a main ability, but can I do a bonus and then a main in that order? Can I go bonus and then main?
You can
second?
do your abilities in any order you so
Okay.
choose.
Movement too.
Right.
Okay.
You can move first, or you can move last, or you can move in the middle, however you want to do it.
Yeah. Because I want to try something a little strange here.
Yes.
We like strange. We like strange. Go for it.
I'm in Mirage, so what I would like to do is I would like to use my surgical strike, which mystically unveils 2 shadowy dark blades and throws at one target.
Mm-hmm.
They carry corrosive. They have a 30 feet range, so I assume I can hit him from where I am.
Absolutely.
Throwing these. Okay. So I want to try to hit him and then go into Mirage right after is what I'd like to try to do.
Okay,
kind
so
of a-
it currently is your Mirage, so it's going to give you advantage because he doesn't know you're there.
Okay.
You're going, remember when you do your your attacks, you come out of Mirage.
Right.
So you're visible, and then you're going to go right back into Mirage again.
That's
Sure.
the plan.
Go
yes.
for it. Let's see.
Okay,
Let's see what the
so
rolls are in your favor.
if I'm unveiling 2 blades, do I just roll once to see if they both hit, or do I do a separate for each blade?
If it's more than one, you always roll per.
Okay.
So
Okay. So I roll. So I roll advantage. So I'll do 2 for each strike. Correct. Okay. All right. I rolled a double 1 on my first one, and then I rolled a 6 on my second. Double 6 on my second one.
Roll the double 6.
Yeah.
You need to split those
I need to
sixes apart.
split those up. Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. So yeah, the first one you kind of like you kind of try to pull it out, trying to take it off your back, and as you kind of do, it kind of like grabs a hold of the rock face behind you, and you're just kind of like, oh,
Click, click.
yeah, you kind of give like, oh, and then you just pop out of Barrage, and you decide that you're just gonna go for that attack, and obviously the second attack doesn't hit, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so this is a let's see. On any roll of 6, I get 1 VP back, but I'm at full health, so I guess that wouldn't matter.
Right.
So I have a 1d4 plus 3 on this one.
Okay.
See. So I rolled a 4, so plus 3, so I do 7 damage, and it carries corrosive.
Oh wow.
Sweet.
Is there any
I love
combo
that
with
corrosive.
fire? That's why I wanted to use this corrosive plus fire.
Corrosive plus fire. There is no combo off of that, but remember he is stunned.
Okay.
So you get another 1d6.
Oh, nice.
Because
okay.
he was stunned. He has to see if he can roll out of it next turn, though.
Okay. I rolled a 2.
Okay, in total that is, was that
7
9?
plus 2, 9 damage, yeah. So that's 1 exhaust.
Okay. And then with that, you just want to automatically go right back into
Yes, and I want to kind of do that strike, and then before he can even see where it's coming from, I want to fade back into my Mirage to remove my threat and hope he doesn't see where I shot from.
Okay. So as, again, you come out of Mirage, you make your strikes, and you do notice that it hits him. This one, he actually takes a visible step back.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
He almost kind of like it almost kind of gives a little bit, but he kind of like rights himself back up still. There's still fight in him.
Okay.
But this one, you can see that it's starting to visibly open up like this big kind of gaping wound that he's kind of like clutching now.
Nice.
With that, though, the skitterers that were right next to you are going to get a strike, but they're going to get a disadvantage because you immediately went back into Mirage.
Okay.
But you were right next to them when you did it.
Sure. I just hoping they wouldn't notice, you know. Don't mind me.
Yeah, the first one misses.
Okay, sweet.
Sweet.
One does swing and hit you right as you're going back into Mirage.
Okay.
And then the third one misses as well. So as you kind of like unveil yourself and you do these strikes, these skitterers that were like looking up and now aware, kind of like see this thing just up, you know, just kind of like manifest itself right in front of him and take these strikes at its leader. And the last one just takes a swing at you to take a hit. And with that, he's just going to do a vicious strike.
Okay.
Which he's going to do 4 points of damage to you. And another 5.
4 plus
a total
5,
of 9.
so
he does
9
swing twice.
minus my soak, right? So
Right, so you take 6.
So I take 6 damage. Gotcha.
For your armor rating.
Okay. I still have a move, so can I, after he's hit me, again try to move towards the door after?
Absolutely. Do you want to just full sprint it at this point?
Since I'm still in Mirage, I still kind of want to try to move as quickly as my stealthy self can move, basically.
Okay, yeah. If you're always in kind of like Mirage sense, that if you're trying to sneak, it's always half movement for you. If you,
so that'd be 20.
If you're just going full board, you know, your full movement, Mirage doesn't hinder you in regards to that at all.
Okay. Yeah, then I just want to continue to sneak. I kind of want to do like almost a backstab and then back to stealth. I took a glancing blow, but I want to still try to get back to the door with my move speed.
Not a problem. Okay. With that, the one skirrer took a shot. They are all going to turn towards what they can see, and which is Skag and Otis. And the Alpha is going to try to obviously move towards you, and is going to take a shot at Skag because that was the person who actually shot at him. And besides the fact that Skag actually did move up a bit in order to make sure that he can get a good shot on him. So the Predator is going to go and try to hit him. Let's see if he hits Skag. And he misses.
Nice.
So he goes for this like big whopping like haymaker swing, and Skag, even for a big guy he is, you figure like, wow, this guy's a bit agile. He does this nice kind of like duck and roll back, and he kind of comes up and he has the guns drawn again. But the other 3 skitters are going to come at you. One did attack Rev, but the other 2 are just going to make a bolt towards. One's going to go towards Skag, and one's going to go towards Otis. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they're essentially, at the end of this turn, they're going to be right up against you. So against Skag, he misses. And against Otis, he misses. So both of you guys with like super fast dodge see these things coming. It's almost like at this point lumbering towards you as you're so hyper focused on this Alpha that everything that they do seems to just be slow motion for you. It's like, Donnie Yen or Bruce Lee. You're just kind of slapping these guys away as you kind of like move out of the way.
Pretty much Otis is Neo right now.
Otis is Neo, yes, very much so. Except he doesn't put out his hand or anything like that. He just goes, dude, what's going on? Yeah, he's got a freaking, I'm hearing voices in my head. With that, Otis, you're the first one to start this round. Go right ahead. Let me quickly just see if the stun wears off on the big guy. And it does not. He's still kind of just like a bit lumbering and reeling.
I want to grab a concussive off my belt, and I want to use my movement. I want to run towards the big guy who's stunned. I want to press the button, and I want to try to jam it in its mouth.
Oh, man. This is going crazy mode, man.
I will let you.
He's stunned. I'm trying to take advantage.
I will let you do that, but remember, you're having to try to like. If you're going to do that, then they're going to get a strike of opportunity against you because they're right up against you. The 2 guys are taking strikes on you. If you're okay with that, then I'll let you go for it.
They're skitterers?
Yeah, it's just the
smaller ones.
Alphas.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait. They're alphas?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, where did I miss?
Yeah, if I said that, I apologize. I didn't mean to say alpha.
They're only 7 feet tall, not 9 feet, so it's fine.
They're not alphas. They are like omega phi gamma.
I'm going for it. I'm not. I have this explosive. I'm hoping maybe we should do some damage with these other 2 guys. Maybe they feel something. I don't know what's going to happen.
Sure,
I'm just trying for something.
Not a problem. Okay, let me see if they make their attack against you. They do hit. The one does that was essentially right on you. He takes a shot, and he's gonna do a vicious strike. So he's gonna swing twice at you. Okay, you'll take 6 and 4, so you take a total of 10.
Gotcha.
Okay, so as you decide you pull out one of these grenades. You did your dodges. You pull out a grenade. You obviously depress it. You make a run for it. You almost kind of like jump. You like leapfrog over the top of this thing. And as he does, he just kind of like wildly scratches you 2 times. You kind of take it and just like, and you just make
shrug it off.
Yeah, you make a beeline to it. As that happens, deep like in the recesses of your mind, you remember like your mother just going, "Come on, son, shrug it off."
Run, Forrest, run!
Otis, run! Okay, so you're just gonna go in there and just gonna kind of make this attack on him.
Yeah, I want to hit the button. So if it doesn't go in his mouth, it may go bad.
I look at it as you're like you're holding that button before you even.
Would that cook it? If it's cooking it like that, yeah.
Right, it's like you toss that thing in. It's like half a second before it's you're ringing the dinner bell for this guy.
Awesome. Do you want me to roll for attack? I want to put it in its mouth. Like if his mouth's open, I just want to get it in its face.
Okay, yeah, he's stunned. Go ahead and roll an attack with advantage. He has
Oh,
no
wow.
idea that you're coming.
God, come on, please don't blow me up. That's all I hope for.
Huh?
4.
Okay, so you're gonna drop this thing on him at any point. You just go to try to shove it in his mouth, and you try to time it, and as it does, it kind of like hits off one of its canines and just kind of like drops like right in front of you. As this thing is just kind of like stunned and slobbering like its lips like ah.
So
You even because it's like 10 feet, I guess. You also even kind of like jump. You have to kind of jump to try to stick it in there. You just don't jump that high. Just gotta hit those front teeth, and it drops right
Okay.
back down.
okay. That's my movement. I would say that's what my
Well,
that's a bonus. That's my attack. So
yeah.
I'd say
At
that's
that
my
point,
main.
it's only like 15 to 20 feet from you. So if you have more movement, you can spend the rest. I don't know what your movement is.
It's 40. If it was 20, I want to try to.
You can try to
I wanna
like
get
backtrack it back.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Yeah. Once I got rejected, I'm heading back.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. Rev came back though, right?
You don't.
I just want to be clear for
You
myself.
don't exactly even know where Rev is.
Okay.
But Rev is watching this from the side.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Go ahead and roll your athletics.
This is Otis, right?
Yeah, all this is Otis right
Okay.
17.
now. Okay, yeah.
I got lucky.
Nice.
You make this your best leap, and it's just short. As you kind of like it goes right off this guy's teeth and lips, kind of like drops back down. You're like, holy, and you just turn around and beeline it back. You actually just leapfrog over that guy that you leapfrogged before, in order just to get as far away from this thing as you know this thing is going to explode. Rev,
Yes. I'm rolling something. I know.
roll athletics.
Athletics. Okay.
As well.
I have this keyword. Do I get advantage
You
here?
absolutely get advantage.
Okay. Ooh, 18.
Okay.
Nice.
You
Even cool.
you just watch this thing happen, and you think and you even almost give it like a little bit of a chuckle because you think to yourself, man, he's actually giving it his full attempt, like maximum effort here.
He's going all in on this.
He's going all in. There's a little bit of like a hero moment that you see as each other kind of like clicks it, and he just barrels into it. But the moment that he hits and drops, you think to yourself that this is gonna go bad.
It's like, I knew it.
And you just, in like blazing speed, as quickly as your cybernetic legs could take you, you just blaze right past Skag. Are you gonna try to help Skag? Are you try to grab him as well? Skag
well,
is just kind of
there's
like looking at this, just like he's in awe of what Otis had
Yeah.
just done. And he's
I
I
thinking to himself,
basically forgot about Skag.
"Oh."
I'm running like I'm still running towards the door, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm getting through this
you're, like,
door to
past
get
them.
out of range. I will take a passing grab to see if I can grab Skag as I go by, but if I don't get a full grab on him, I'm leaving it.
If you don't get a full collar, it's a
Yeah.
done deal. Go ahead and roll.
So
strength.
if roll strength,
Yeah.
okay. I also have strength keyword, so that's
Then
helpful.
you should be fine.
That's awesome.
Well, who knows? I may have used my good rolls. 14 was my best.
It's enough to grab him by the collar. It almost pulls him like right off his legs. Balance. You're almost like kind of dragging his little feet, or trying like his little feet, his big feet are trying to like find purchase on the ground as you're just kind of like floating back. And he's just like, "Whoa, dude, what?" Because he has no idea that this unseen force has now grabbed him and is starting to pull him in. With that as well, Otis, are you trying to, when you jump back over, were you trying to dart back inside the cave?
Yeah,
fortress
that was my expectation, was to get back in if possible. I believe it was 20 feet, so I have enough movement.
Okay. With that, yeah, you guys are able to, at the last second before this thing goes off, and almost with a little bit of extra oomph as the explosion goes off, the concussive force kind of even gives you more force as it just
Cover more
shoves you.
distance,
Yeah,
you know?
you shoves you way through the gap in the door, knocking you guys probably like almost like 10 more feet inside the cave itself.
Okay.
It does almost blow the vault door hinges off though. It
Okay.
swings it wide open.
So we're not closing this door then.
Yeah. As that it kind of happens, as this thing kind of explodes in front of this alpha, it lifts him off the ground and flings him into that wave of skitterers that were coming up that other way, just pinning them up against the back wall and almost just knocking them senseless. Some of them kind of like jump over, and the ones that are on the ceiling kind of get knocked off the ceiling. It becomes like raining some of these skitterers as they're just kind of like knocked senseless.
It's raining, man.
The other three that were up next to you that were engaged with you guys, you see them fly into the cave entrance itself, then to Haven with you. But you do kind of notice that they are like, some of them are literally just missing limbs as they're just kind of like flying, as well as into the distance you can kind of see that the predator itself is just missing one of its legs. It's just been ripped right off, and he's like dragging himself on the ground.
Otis is like, just like I planned it.
Yeah, just like I planned it.
Wow!
It's a, for all intents and purposes, even for what you were trying to do, it still is a pretty dang good result. You guys are going to take a little bit of damage here, which is 3 points a piece, just for some like concussive damage and obviously the bruises being thrown onto the ground and such.
I just have a question from earlier. Those attacks I got on the belly or whatever, was that soak? Do I have soak on that or no?
Any attacks that I do against you, you always take away your armor rating. So it would just soak for you.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. With that, even for all three of you guys, your ears were ringing. You guys were close enough to the concussive blast. It's a very small kind of corridor. The reverberating sound just kind of like shakes you. It just rattles your brain for as much as brain as Rev has left, being a cyborg. But Otis, you kind of feel like nauseous at just the pounding in your head. You do notice like Skag is like face down, because he never got to turn around to do it when he was being dragged. So he got like this frontal concussive blast right to his face.
Nice.
As you kind of like take a look around, you do notice that some of the children who are by that door trying to hold it up open have just been knocked senseless. Sarai and Blake are laying kind of face down. They are not moving, as well as Mother, who is now, she's kind of pulled herself together. She's like crying, and she's kind of like looking over, going to each one of the children, trying to like shake them awake.
This is what I noticed when I...
Yes, when you kind of pull yourself together. None of you guys were knocked out. Just enough for you to kind of be like seeing, a little bit of double
I want to
vision,
get to Mother.
A lot of strength. Yeah.
I want to run over to Mother, help her up, or help her come to,
Absolutely.
Are we still
Mother!
in combat at this point? I'm sorry. Are we still in combat at this
Yeah,
point?
you would still be in combat. As far as you know, you don't know if any of them are, how many are dead or how many are not.
Okay.
You did see the Alpha still kind of dragging himself towards you guys.
Okay.
Mother, Mother, what's going on? Ah!
Yeah, she kind of she looks at you with just like, again, her very large like black silvery alien eyes. You can see like these single silvery tears, almost crystal like. As she kind of looks up to you, she's speaking, but if you feel like you can't hear what she's saying to you, there's still too much of the ringing that's going in obviously inside your head.
Okay. So...
but she's visibly upset.
she's visibly upset, but I don't hear her answering me. So I'm getting not upset, but more chaotic, I guess.
Sure. More
We
panic.
gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. I'm just screaming, we gotta get out of here. So I want to, I guess, kind of motion for whatever kids that are, oh, their kids are all the kids are knocked down,
Well,
probably.
Yeah, there were. I remember there were a few who were helping you man the door.
Yeah.
When you guys were going in and out. Most of them, obviously, took cover in the deeper part of the cavern itself.
Yes. Okay.
And you do notice that some of them are kind of like running to obviously, help those who have been hurt.
Well, I guess I want to kind of not worry about the kids. I want to help Mother get further back towards the kids that are running towards us, basically. I want to get her as far away from the entrance as possible.
Okay. So you're just going to like...
I'm going to be like a crutch for her, or,
okay.
Help her, carry her, whatever
she's
I got to do.
Definitely trying to, pick some of the children up as well.
She is?
Yes.
They're going to make it. Don't worry. Rev will protect them. Let's just go. You're important.
She looks at you, and it's as if you were coming out of a tunnel. Just a flood of just sound comes into you. And she just goes, what are you doing? You said that you would help them and protect them. So help them.
I'm gonna save you first and save them next.
She goes, I'm not important. She goes, help them.
I push her to the ground, and I turn around to go help the children then.
Oh.
If that's what she's telling me. No, not push her to the ground, but I let go.
No, you said push her to the ground.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
As you kind of do that, you just kind of take one. You're hearing her talk to you. This kind of half alien, half human female, and you just, how do you push her to the ground? Like hand to the face, shoulder. I mean, what is the dirt?
I think
the
it's
dirt
more
banger
of
way.
See, I didn't really mean push her to the ground. I was kind of like, it was gonna be like a kind of a let go, but I said push.
Yeah,
so if I was to
are you
push,
trying to like move her out of the way?
I guess
like,
push her forward, but forcefully.
Forcefully. Okay, roll strength.
Yeah. Strength?
Yeah.
I gotta give him something. 10.
Yeah. You do it, and there's like no resistance, so she just tumbles back into her ground, to her back, and she kind of looks up to you with a look of just panic now. that the person
I don't have to
that she
myself.
thought was the hero,
kind of threw her.
Yeah, might have other intentions. As well as she's kind of like seeing you fall apart in front of her face, because you're obviously extremely panicked at this point.
Well, my ears are ringing, right?
Yeah, but just remember, like, sound starts to come back to you.
It's coming too. Yep. All right. Well, after throwing her, I kind of want to use my movement to get back towards where the children are and help the nearest one.
Okay. You do notice that the person that she was helping was Blake.
Oh yeah, I'm helping Blake.
Okay, you just kind of like pick him up and just kind of take
him. Check him over, see if he's okay.
You do notice that he looks like he's concussed. He's knocked out.
Right.
He is breathing. But,
can I tap him on the forehead, like repeatedly poke him on the forehead, see if he comes to? Yeah, just Blake. Kind of a little shake, I guess, but
Blake comes to.
Nice.
He kind of takes a deep breath and kind of like lets it out as he kind of in his eyes kind of like open up, and he takes one look at you, and there's just kind of like panic on his eyes. He has no idea what just happened and transpired, and the first thing he sees is your face.
I'm gonna grab him by the shirt, 2 hands.
Okay.
Blake, calm down.
Okay.
What?
Go help Mother, and I point. I like kind of point in the direction of Mother, and that's.
And you push him towards Mother.
Yeah.
Too.
You shove him down too?
No, I'm not shoving him, but I did grab him to.
Yeah, you kind of like trying to shake
calm
some
him down.
sense into him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, he kind of like tries to, as best as an 11-year-old could do, kind of pulls himself together. You do notice that like his eyes are starting to well up. Emotions are starting to just fill this kid of just fear and just panic. But he kind of like stiffens up and gives his best upper lip, and he kind of like okay, and just kind of like
I look
goes
at
to
him
try
and I
to
nod.
help.
Yeah.
He's,
Go!
Yeah, he's still visibly shaking. He's kind of like he's on Wobble Street, but he does his best.
Nice. I'm proud of
Uh,
Blake.
Rev, what are you doing?
Well, I've just been sitting here watching this apparently.
Yeah,
Um,
like Rev was just like kind of like just rolled over and took a look and just goes, oh.
Well, would the concussive force that I got hit by have knocked me out of Mirage, or am I still in Mirage
yeah, no,
here?
absolutely would have knocked you out of Mirage because
Okay.
like it's taking some kind of damage.
Well, unlike Otis, who like goes to Mother first, I see all these kids that are on the ground, and I immediately want to get as many of them away from these skitters as I can. I know that
Okay.
you said Soraya's on the ground.
You
I
do
want to
notice
try to,
Soraya is on the ground as well. Yes.
yeah, I want to try to run to get as many kids that I can throw over my shoulder and
Mhm.
get them back towards where Mother was pushed down to just get them clear. Is
Right.
my goal.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. With that, you probably make a beeline directly to Soraya as you kind of see her face down
Sure.
on the ground.
Uh-huh.
You kind of like pick her up. She's
Mhm.
starting to come to a little bit, but you do notice that there's a lot of abrasions now on her face. Yeah, whenever she was hit, she might have been hit by the force of the door, or the
Mhm.
fact that she was face down. She probably obviously took the blunt of that. You probably pick up. Go ahead and roll your strength really quick. Let's see how many
Sure.
These
Sure.
younglings you're going to be saving, Anakin.
And the younglings. Get away from Anakin. 16.
Okay, yeah, you pick up most of these kids without any
Nice.
kind of issues.
Just
There's
throwing
still
them over my shoulder.
yeah, there's still a few that are kind of like sitting there, so like maybe one or two, but Otis kind of like comes by and picks up a few of those as well. You do know
So I
that,
get
like,
pick up all the kind of knocked out ones.
right.
that I
You
can
do know
grab.
that the Skag has now kind of gotten up onto like he's actually sitting up now, and he's just kind
Okay.
of like visibly kind of like shaking the cobwebs out.
Okay, and as I run by him, I want to say, Skag, help the kids, help the kids.
He kind of looks at you and he kind of surveys the situation, and he's just like, okay, Rev, okay. And he just kind of like gets up and he picks up maybe the remaining last one or two, and just
Okay.
kind of like takes it. Where are you guys taking these kids?
I would say you went deeper into the
into
cave, right?
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
farther
that
in?
was my goal.
Trying
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
fortify yourself.
Where the
in
other
back?
big group was, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even with that, even the children are kind of helping you, pull them in.
Mhm.
They've kind of like fortified themselves up with whatever kind of stuff that they've been able to kind of make like a makeshift barrier of just kind of any kind of like of assuming those bore miner doors that are extremely large. They're probably almost like 9 feet tall, so they kind of like slam them in there. You do notice that they have a lot of crates of the Phyllium and the Cerulean, and they're using them as
These kids.
as barriers. They're just kind of like putting them on like almost like Tupperware of just these yields.
No respect.
Hide behind the diamonds. Hide
Yeah.
behind the diamonds.
And they kind of like drag you back. Again, Mother's just kind of like tagging along behind you, just trying to pull herself together. Again, she's visibly shaken. She's really doing her best to kind of tend to the needs of the kids and, being a mother towards them. What do you guys want to do?
Do any of the kids, when we were preparing for this, preparing for our like plan the last time,
Mhm.
I know we were talking about recruiting kids for the fight. Did we actually arm any of the kids? Do they have any weapons or anything
No.
like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, she told you that they are not fighters, and those who were are long gone.
Okay. Because our plan was to use them as bait to just run away, but not actually ever engage, I guess, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or to lead them to you guys.
To lure 'em,
Right,
yeah.
to lure 'em.
Okay.
So now you guys are much, you're farther back into the cavern itself, and you
Mhm.
can start to see 1, 2, 3, 4 starting to emerge. Some of the skitterers. Now just think to yourself that they see this door open, they're going to venture in. You do notice that they're just kind of like they're on Wobble Street. The 3 that had been blown in there with you as well, you notice have like turned over, and they have like missing legs, like, appendages and such, that they're just kind of like dragging themselves to the sound of the running and the children crying in the background.
Okay. Well, Rev says to Otis, all right, these guys are coming in. I feel like if you got another of those concussive grenades, you throw it, and then me and Skag try to run in and finish off as many as possible. We're kind of our backs against the wall here.
I look at him puzzled. I'm like, but did you see what it just did?
I said, yeah, those grenades are our best weapon.
But what about the kids? We can't risk them again.
Well, they're all behind us. You throw it this time.
I grab it. I grab it.
Run, you throw.
We're behind like a makeshift, like,
So
I
just
guess,
kinda like
shield
makeshift
wall.
barrier,
Barrier.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna press the button. And I'm gonna throw it.
Okay. Before you do
Right
that,
in the middle of them.
Skag actually just grabs your hand, and he just goes,
Skag!
make sure this one works this time, and make sure you don't throw it 4 feet in front of us. Because every time you keep using these things, I keep getting blown up, slammed up. I'm working. I can barely use my legs half the time because I'm concussed. I'm gonna have to see a doctor.
You'll be all right.
He goes, all right, man. Just let it go, let it rip. And he just kind of like posts himself up with his guns out.
We're all just like hunkered down.
Just like we're.
Hey, my boss told me to do something. I'm doing it.
And the look of panic and despair now again on Mother to see that this group is doing, that they might be more of a danger to them than those things are. And she's really thinking to herself, did I pick the right group to help me out here? She's just like, not another one of those. She has the no look in her, as well as like Sarai and Blake are just like,
Mercenaries.
yeah, they just drop. They're just like, this can't go great.
They didn't know what they were getting into when they asked Otis Dirtbanger to help them out.
You say they're kind of by the door, or
Yeah, well, remember,
they're
there's
closer
3 got blown in with you. Okay, they were the 3 that were they're essentially within the 10-foot, 20-foot, and they were attacking you. So they're in there, but they're visibly damaged.
damaged, like they can't walk, or
Right, they're just
damaged, like-
dragging themselves because the concussor had blown off their legs.
okay.
One of them had just removed one of the arms, so 2 of them have no legs at all, and one of them just has no arms. He's up,
Yeah.
but he's just kind of like wobbling and just kind of like, and then he just kind of goes back down to like a 3 point stance and just kind of like moving himself towards you.
He's like those zombies in Walking Dead who have no arms, just trying to bite you.
Yeah.
It's almost like that, and they are all stunned and concussed, as well as
Okay.
you start to see some of the other ones from the group starting to visibly start to come in through the door. You don't see the alpha, but as last as you saw him, that he was slowly kind of like pulling himself towards you. So
I guess
Lord knows
wanna-
how long it'll take for him to get to you.
I want to aim the concussive grenade towards the door.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you actually want to place it.
I want to throw it.
360. You want to hit the guys that are coming, that are inside, as well as the guys who are outside.
Yeah. So I guess, you know what? Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because Rev is like, I can finish off these ones that are close by. You need to stop the tide, stop the flood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit the button, Chuck.
All right. Go ahead and, well, number 1, do strength. Let's see how far you can actually throw this. Actually, you know what? Let's do athletics.
3.
Out of a D20, you roll the
Yep.
3.
Yep.
My God, dude.
You mixed the roll up on me, so I re-rolled because you
What
went
was
from
the first one? What was the first one?
11.
Well, it was going to be double roll anyways. Um, okay, well, here's the thing. You have no problems throwing it the distance. Your accuracy is shit, though.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
Oh boy.
uh, yeah, every time, like, when you throw stuff, I always think of Napoleon Dynamite and you being Uncle Rico. I could throw it over that mountain.
How much
No
would
doubt.
I throw this football over the mountains?
If I would've-
We would have got a state, no doubt.
We would've got a state, no doubt. I'd be sitting in the sauna with my soulmate.
He throws the ball that hits the camera. He's like, "What are you doing?"
It's just like you have the ability to get it there. It's just the effectiveness and the efficiency of actually putting it where you want to put it. It seems to be the issue. You toss this thing, but you toss it. You don't even get even near that door. It just careens off the side of the rock face, bounces off and drops directly into their nice water source that was in there, that underground lake, as it just goes boom, and all this water just explodes up into the air, almost like a geyser, and all the kids, like, just rain is just like, just a spread of water, just like flooding you down like a storm.
I got sliced.
As it kind of almost like drenches the kids, and they all just kind of like duck. And Skag kind of looks at you and just like he kind of pulls himself up. His hat just like all this water is just kind of like falling off of his hat, and he looks at you and just going, "Maybe somebody else should throw." I mean, I believe in you, Otis, but I don't know. There's something wrong with your arm, man.
Shut up, Skag. Do something about it. Jeez.
He looks at you just like, "What do you want me to do? It's your arm, man. It's your arm."
And Rev goes, "Hey, if you need some cybernetics, I know a guy." Just saying, cybernetic arms, they do wonders these days.
I don't get paid good, so I can't.
Okay.
Um,
Again, with that, had distance, just the accuracy wasn't there for you.
Now that counts as like a main attack or a bonus. Doing that.
For those, it's always whatever your cryo grenade ability that you're trying to use.
Okay, so it's a bonus. That's
yeah,
a bonus.
so it's always
then.
a bonus for you. Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right, so I see this going. I missed. I see the explosion. They're still coming in the door, right?
Yeah.
Like, are they showing themselves?
They're completely unaffected by this torrential rainfall
Okay.
that you've created
So
inside this
I'm
cavern.
going to pick up my rifle and I'm going to aim it to them, and I'm going to take 2 shots at 2 different ones.
Okay, are you obviously the closest ones that are still
The
kind of
ones
like
that are
moving towards you?
no, the ones that are coming through the door.
Okay, sure, not a problem. Go for it.
That's just one roll.
One for each, right?
One.
No,
One
you're
free
doing
shot.
2 shots, right?
I'm doing 4 shots. 2 and
2 and 1, 2 and the other one.
Yes.
You always roll
4.
for
My
each
bad.
one of your shots.
All right, so the first one was a 3, second one was a 3, 4, 1. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you go to fire, and it's just the first one. You pull and you squeeze the trigger, and it goes way over. Your sights are off. You fire again. That one misses, goes high. Another one, you fire, it goes high, and the other one just kind of like shoots off to the side. You can't figure out what it is, and then you kind of like notice that your scope has been, from the concussive blast, that your scope has been tilted kind of off-centered.
I'm going to punch at my scope on my gun.
Okay. He punches it, and automatically, when he does that, it just comes right off of the O-rings and snaps off.
Skag's like, you can't blame the scope for your grenade.
Okay, then I guess, Rev, what do you want to do? And then Skag will base his movement, whatever you're going to do.
Okay, I would like to I know that there's these things coming in, but I would like to try to finish off the ones that are close by because they're pretty close to us, right?
Well, yeah, at this point, they're probably, again, you're always keeping this like 20 feet distance towards them.
So my
the ones
plan
at the
would
door
be,
are almost like 40 to 50
Okay.
at this point.
so my plan would be to use half of my move speed, which is my move speed is 40. So use 20 to get to those and try to use Fury the Jackal,
Okay.
which is quickly slash up to 2 targets if adjacent, leaping up to 20 feet and slamming down. To try to, I want to do 1 slash at each of 2 of the damage guys. I know there's 3, so I want to try to finish off 1 of each with my slash if I can.
Yeah, with that, I will say that 2 of them are essentially crawling next to each other, and the other one was kind of blown off to the side. He's almost farther back.
Okay.
So
I
you
want to take
go
all
ahead
those
and
2 next to each
those.
other.
Sure, go right
Okay.
ahead.
And so I would roll, since 2 slashes, I do a d6 for each attack, correct?
That is correct. They are
Are
stunned.
they prone?
They are stunned and they are prone. So you're getting advantage on all these attacks.
On each attack. Okay, good.
If Otis would have hit those guys at the prone, he would have got advantage.
Yeah.
But he wanted the long distance shots.
All right, well, I hit a 2 and a 1 for the first, so that's not a hit. 4. God, and a 4 and a 3 for my second slash.
God,
Yeah.
rolls.
You go to make your attacks, and you see that there's a bit more life in these little guys than you thought, even with their missing appendages and legs, as they kind of roll. One rolls one way and the other one rolls the other way. And you just kind of like hit one, and you go to swing the other guy. It's like it's like a cartoon where he's just like rolling back and forth, and you're just going for this.
I'm trying to like hit the fly with the fly swatter, and I'm just missing.
With that, you still have your bonus.
I have my bonus. So since I missed with those, I'm like, okay, I can't hit with my Naginata today. I'm going to try to surgical strike, which is again unveiling 2 shadowy dark blades, and I want to throw them at both targets again to see if I can hit these guys.
Come on,
Go
Brev.
for it. Again, they are prone, so you do have
still advantage.
Absolutely.
They're prone, but they can still roll around.
Yeah.
God, double 1.
Oh,
And then a 5.
Okay, so
All right.
you do hit one of them.
I do finally hit 1. My God. All right. So I need to roll damage for that, which
Yes,
is
please.
D4 plus 3. Do I roll a D6 for this because they're prone or whatever for
Yes,
extra damage?
absolutely.
Okay. So I roll a 4 plus 5, so it did 9 damage.
Okay, and then go ahead with your extra damage.
Actually, I'm sorry, that was with the D6. So D4 plus 3, so I rolled a 4, so that'd be 7. So plus the 5, so it'd be 12 that I did.
So you go to you make your initial first 2 strikes, and these things are just rolling out of the way, and then you're just like, I've had enough of this, and you just take your foot and you stomp on one of them, and you're just like, you're not going anywhere, and you bring out your blades and you just impale this thing into the ground as they kind of like these shadowy blades, just 2 of them just dig right into him. He just gives out his last gasp as they kind of like, dissipate and form back into your shadowy form.
At least I took out 1. And my plan after that was, since I use 20 movement, is I'd like to move kind of off to the side, not back to where the kids are, but I want to kind of get to a flanking position.
You want to like shift left?
Yeah, whichever way kind of is away from the kids, but in a way that I would have, I don't know, angle to attack the next.
If you shifted left, you'd be fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna move 20 feet. The rest of my movement left then.
Okay. Okay. So the one just starts to continue to keep moving. The one that you try to hit but you weren't able to. And it feels just like it's almost like robotic. It's got a single purpose, and it just continues to keep moving to the sounds of the crying kids in the background. There's a whole lot of muttering. He's hearing, as well as they're hearing the sounds of a very angry Otis as he continues to keep missing some shots. With that, Skag is going to just come up, and he's just going to run up, take his full movement, and he's going to think to himself that he's going to stomp on this guy. He just saw Rev do it. Because it seems like a good idea.
Hey, Brett can do it, no problem.
And because it's prone as well, he's going to just do a quick shot at this guy. No, he's going to do double action. I apologize. He does not have quick shot. Again, which is the gun Reaver pulls out their shotgun to fire upon a single target, a fiery spread, allowing you to hit anything within 20 feet. It's a stun and burn. So, okay, yeah, not a problem. He hits. He just takes his shotgun, puts it right up against this guy's head, and just goes, "Dodge this."
Go Trinity! Yeah.
And he pulls the trigger. So he does 1d8 plus 3.
So I was basically Neo shooting and missing, and he was Trinity walking right up and blasting their head off.
Yeah. 9 and could have prone. Okay, so he does 14 points of damage. He just racks this thing back, puts it right up to it, dodge this, and he just fires. And you just, from Otis, you see behind just this green viscous explosion of just mass. It
excites me.
Yeah, it comes up like a wave, and it kind of gets all over Skag as well. He's kind of like pulling back his thing, cleaning off his gun. But he kind of looks back at you and just goes,
thumbs up and just grins. Yeah.
And he kind of like he gives a nod
with green all over his face.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's true.
It's like a Nickelodeon moment as he kind of like looks at Rev for approval.
He just said that I don't know, and the side.
With that, there's still a single guy in there. They are continuing to keep moving towards you. You do notice that
Does Skag get a bonus? Skag gets a bonus, right?
Yeah.
Does he just pass to get it?
That's right. I'm going to pass him because he actually needs the exhaust at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna pass it in order to gain some exhaust back.
Okay.
You do notice that most of them have come out of their stun and they're starting to slowly pick up the pace as the influx of those who are coming through the door are now increased. Otis, from a distance, you can make out, as well as Rev, because he has his cyber optic eyes. Initially, in the distance, you saw 3, and now like 4, 5, 6 start to emerge from there. Again, but these, you see that they're visibly damaged, like flayed skin and such.
The new ones?
Even some of the new ones.
Oh, okay.
Because they were close enough to that grenade to take some
You're seeing
damage.
that it's probably some who are closer in the front, as well as that alpha who slammed into them. Then he probably took a blunt of that, using them as like the magic carpet as he kind of slid into the back. Obviously causing them for like abrasions and bruises, as well as like open wounds and such. Yeah. It's nothing that's slowing them down. It's just these are visibly. They seem to be visibly affected.
Where is Rand and Skag in relation to me? Like alongside me, near me?
Skag essentially would be almost right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And Rev has moved.
Yeah, I'm off to the side.
You're off to the
like
side.
20 feet off to the side. Yeah.
Would that be like off to the side, close to the door, or
no?
like
The door's out in the distance. He's just flanking off to the side.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just putting more space between him and obviously the focal point.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a flank on whatever next rushes us is basically what I'm doing.
Right.
All right. What I would like to do, I want to grab a concussive grenade.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, another one.
I was like, please cryo. I don't want to get concussed anymore.
And
how many do you have left at this point? You've used 2.
I have 6. I have 6 left.
Okay. Go for
I'm
it.
frustrated. Broke my scope. Missing these throws. It's a mess. I see these more guys coming in, and I'm just gonna click the button and hurl it like a javelin throw towards the door
Okay.
and hope for the best.
All right. So again,
Rev starts a shamanistic chant, which is basically, "Please don't hit me! Please don't hit me! Please don't hit me!"
Skag turns around, sees that you're doing this again. The look of just he just goes white,
Yeah.
and he drops into a prone position, in like a fetal position.
Every time
Yeah.
Otis grabs a grenade, his friends are like, "Oh, please!"
Oh crap.
The look of Otis's face, that it's just like as if nothing happened the last time. Just like, oh, this is a new thing that I have just come up with, and it's going to work.
Yes.
We're going to state.
I've never messed up a throw before.
Hey, I had an abundance of grenades. I'm
You
just
do.
lobbing these things.
Okay, so again, we're
This is
gonna
the
roll.
best day
We're
of
gonna
his
roll
life.
twice. Roll your strength to see if you can get the distance, and then we'll roll athletics to see if you're finding some level of accuracy
All right. So first roll is a 12.
for your strength. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, no problems. You get a good grip on this thing and you let it rip.
What was the second one going to be?
Your athletics to see any kind of
Athletics.
sense of accuracy here for you.
Went off the table.
So it's always a reroll.
16.
Oh,
Did you learn some accuracy, sir? God, I hope so.
And I look at it, at where it lands.
I thought you mean you look at the grenade in your hand. Now you go where I tell you to
I give myself a yes.
go.
okay. Yeah, with this one, like you feel much more confident that you can get range and accuracy. Besides the fact that the looks on everyone's faces of just pure terror every time that you launch these things it just makes you like hyper focused. And especially you're essentially you're in Connecticut, so that's essentially a Massachusetts guy. You're like Pedro Martinezing this thing just with perfect accuracy. You let this thing fly, and you're just trying to place it by the door as they're kind of like coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. You throw this one, and it just goes right over. It's perfect, and it lands 1 foot, and it skips right to one of them as if they all kind of like looks down. And it's like you see the thing just roll to the foot as this lumbering skidder who's like on 2 feet at this point trying to walk in sees it, and with that, do you guys take cover?
Oh yeah.
Are you watching your work?
Oh, I'm watching my work.
You're just watching your work. Rev,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
watching this happen? You
I'd
see-
say he's praying, so he's covered.
Oh, that he dropped the
Yeah,
whole thing.
I prayed, so I'm like, I'm kind of amazed at where it went, but I'm
Right.
still like, not trusting it. So
No
Yeah.
problem. He throws it perfectly, and with that, at like a second goes off, and it's just you just see for you to take a look at it. Actually, it's like a blue and white flash of light as it's silence, and then it's just concussive warp force that just slams and the three or four that were standing right by the door are literally just the concussive force rips them in half.
Nice.
Rips them in half. It's like just
Nice.
like an unseen sword just going right through them as they're just being torn, and the very fabric of themselves is just being torn apart. It knocks the other two that were kind of like that were farther inside. It flings them towards you, and the one actually slams up against the barrier. As well, that Rev was not able to kill the first time. No, I'm sorry, Sky killed it. That's right. The third one kind of like flies off into the distance into somewhere that's over there, and you just hear a lot of like slamming of clanking of just like bodies just going as it just kind of like obviously it just kind of disappears into the distance. All those that were at the door have just been blown back out into the darkness.
Nice. So you basically cleared.
Cleared
Did you say
him.
anything about the alpha that was in there?
The Alpha still hasn't made its
He
way
hasn't
to the
shown
door.
up.
He hasn't
No.
shown up. Okay.
For all you know, he's like he
He
left.
could be. Yeah.
Okay.
He just goes, listen, you guys take care of it. Going to lunch.
Now that's a big boom. Ha! I want to do like a Jim Carrey hip thrust from Batman Forever.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna pass my main also.
to get some kind of
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Rev, were you behind anything?
I went off to the flank, but if it's wide open, then I guess I wouldn't have. I just kind of cowered down. I didn't actually get behind
You
any
didn't try to
stuff.
like dodge or anything. So okay, you're gonna take some
No.
damage as well as
Okay.
you're gonna take 6 points of just essentially just blunt damage.
Okay.
As it just kind of slams you
I-
up against the side of the cavern wall.
Would armor protect me against
It does not.
that? Okay.
No.
Okay, so 6 damage. Okay.
As well as it slams poor Skag up. He's the one who actually slams up against the barrier himself. As
Do
he's
any
kinda,
of
like,
them get
limp body.
concussed?
No. This is the only time they don't get concussed because they actually try to take a position
Oh, okay.
to protect themselves. It doesn't stop them from being thrown a few feet or anything like that. But they were
Nice.
able to know enough to kind of like protect their head so they're
Yeah.
not taking that kind of damage.
We've lived through your grenades before, so
Yeah.
we're starting to gain an immunity to the concussion force apparently.
See?
Okay. You hear
Hang
a-
out with me.
You hear
Big things happen.
You hear an audible groan from Skag as he just kind of like, he's like, oh man, not again. This is getting ridiculous. As he just kind of like pulls himself up like on one, obviously on one elbow, and you kind of like, he's got his back up against the barrier on the other side. And you kind of like look over the top and you just see this poor Skag. His hat has been blown somewhere else. He has no idea where it's at. After that, what do you guys want to do?
Well, so he passed his main. The one that was still alive near us, you said it got blown away. Was that as in it's dead, or do I need to go finish this thing off?
Incinerated.
The last
don't know.
one.
You hear Otis just go incinerated.
Okay. So if there's nothing left in the door, I would like to pass both my actions to recover my exhaust.
Okay.
Well,
Oh.
actually, no. What I would like to do is I would like to go into Mirage with my main and then pass my bonus is what I'd like to do.
Mirage and Rain. Okay, and then pass your bonus. So you're gonna go into Mirage.
Yeah, I want to go
Gotcha.
invisible because I don't know what else is coming through that door, and I want to stay on the flank and move closer to the door to see if I can kind of scout in Mirage while I pass my bonus to get some exhaust
Sure.
back.
Not a problem. Otis, what do you want to do? I'll let you guys make some decisions here before.
And
I wanna-
I'm sorry. Okay, let me ask a real quick question about regaining exhaust. Mirage, I get all naturally stored exhaust increased by 1.
Correct.
The bonus pass, is that 1 exhaust or 2 exhaust back?
For you, it's always 1 for everybody else, but in Mirage it's 2 for you.
Okay, so I get 2 back from
That's
that.
right,
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay.
I
Otis?
want to look behind me. I want to check and see if the kids with mother have made their. Oh yeah, they already did. I want to make sure. I want to turn around and see that they're cool. They're good.
Yeah, you do notice that for the first time you can actually see them all gathered together, that there has to be over maybe 150, 200 of these kids. So many of them that you actually never even believe you even saw their face by the time that you guys have actually been here. They're almost kind of like gathered around Mother as she's almost like a central figure, using her elongated, outstretched arms to just kind of hold them close as best they can. It's almost like a hive mentality. Everyone's trying to gather around the queen.
All right, I want to climb. I want to climb. There's hovels around, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I want to climb on top of one
Okay.
and kind of like go prone and post up on the door because I don't trust it.
Okay.
I know I've blown the hell out of it, but I don't trust it.
Sure, not a problem. You do notice in the distance as you kind of like post up on the hovel. You get up there. Your scope is
It's broke.
fiber optic
Yeah, that's
scope
right.
is completely broke.
That's
Um,
right.
with
It's
the-
usually like a telescope.
Yeah. Which, and they had your IR tracking on it as well. You just kind of like take it. You just kind of like snap it off, or start to at least turn it to the side, It's kind of like barely dangling on the O-rings there.
I'll break it, put it in my bag.
Okay, you kind of just take it off and just put it in your bag.
Yeah.
Sure, not a
Yeah.
problem. You do that and you kind of like post up. You're not going to see as good as Rev is, especially in the darkness there. But I'll just have you as you're just holding and waiting for anything to kind of come through. As you do that, roll awareness really quick for me.
Both of us?
No, just Otis.
Oh, okay.
3.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Can't believe it.
You don't hear or see anything.
Cool.
Skag is going to kind of like slowly just drag himself behind the barrier now. And just kind of like dusting himself off from these 2 concussive grenades that have just blown him around. And he just kind of like he lets out a visible sigh and groan. Just he kind of like holds himself. He's just like, man, this is a bad day, dude. Bad day, guys.
Skag is made of bad days, man.
Okay. He's made of bad days.
He's made of bad
That's
days.
true.
He was born on a bad
He was
day.
born on a bad day, under a bad sign, on Friday the 13th, you know.
Bad moon rising for that guy.
That's right.
As that kind of happens, and you're just like trying to pull yourself together, just seeing what's going to come through, you start to hear another roar.
Okay.
It sounds close though. And with that, you start to see this huge white mass that's moving super slow. It starts to emerge from the shadows and the darkness itself. And as it starts to get closer and closer, you do say that it's the Alpha that's pulling itself on the ground, but it's being like wrapped around by the other skitterers.
So, like, it's being pulled in through the door by the skitterers?
It's the skitterers are wrapping themselves around, like cocooning it.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
And you do notice that they're not eating it or anything like that. They're not attacking. They're merely just holding on. And some of them are even using themselves to create like a braced leg as it starts to move forward.
So we got Voltron Alpha
now. He's being cocooned by this thing. It's being used like almost like his body armor. Like these things will take the shots as he kind of lumbers forward. That they're working like a symbiotic.
Okay.
Yeah. He's still slowly moving, but you can kind of see that he's trying to be lifted up.
It's like Venom.
Yeah, almost a bit like that. It's like almost parasitic.
So Rev has been moving forward. Would it be possible for me, since I'm in Mirage, to sneak into that side room that had all the cameras to try to take a look at what's outside the door? Would that be possible for me to try to scout before doing anything about this Alpha, to try to see if there's anything still out there?
That room was up against the rock face door that had the vault door. So you would have to get all the way up to where this thing is coming into in order to You are Mirage, so
yeah. So I could try to sneak, like if he's coming in the door, I would try to sneak within 10, 20 feet of him to try to see into that room, to get in that room.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is that what you'd like to do?
That's what I would like to do, because I want to see if there's anything else coming in behind this guy. So that's what I would like to do.
Sure, not a problem. Okay. What is your movement speed?
My movement speed is 40.
Okay, yeah, it's within the 40 feet for you to get across there. Are you trying to purposely jet across or sneak across?
Well, since I see this thing coming through the door, I would still like to, in my Mirage, try to sneak by him so he doesn't know. Because after I check what's in there, I want to be able to sneak attack this guy if I feel like we're clear.
Just go ahead and just roll a quick sneak for me.
Okay.
Way, let's just see how effective you are with just your movement speed.
I rolled a 16.
Okay. Yeah, with no problems, Mr. Lightfoot here just kind of like dances across and skitters across, no pun intended.
I'm getting sneaked keyword on my next character, by the way.
Oh,
Just
sneak's
saying.
awesome.
without any issues at all. As you kind of like skirt past them, you're actually like moving and covering your tracks all at the same time. Like one foot, and then your back foot slides and clears the other one. The other one, it's almost like a dance, river dance. That's what he is. He's a
Slide
river
to the
dance. He's the river
Slide
dance
to
guy.
the left.
And he pays no notice of the fact that of your movement and you going by at all.
Okay. Would it be? Is this a combat action where I could recover exhaust or no?
No, this is not a combat action.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So I want to look at the cameras when I get into that room. Is what I'd like to do.
Okay. What you do see is that all these screens that there were 10 at that time are all blank. I'm sorry. I apologize. Not all blank. The one that is by the door that you were looking out is completely blank.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
You
Yep,
just
blown
figured that
down.
the concussive force said if it ripped the door off, that probably took that out as well.
Okay. Can I, was that the only camera that covered the room outside the door?
That is the only camera that was right outside the vault door that shone into the corridor itself that you guys have initially. You do see in regards to some of the other ones that there's a lot of activity.
Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to scan the other ones and see if I can tell how many more skitters are out there. If it's like just flooded or if there's like kind of random ones coming in.
It's still a lot of activity for you, but in a quick guess is what you can see, and you're able to take in maybe it's like 20 or so more that you saw on
in various tunnels and things
exactly.
like that.
Where they exactly are, you have no idea, but that's what you initially are able to pick up on and process.
So I can see there are skitterers. I don't see any alphas, but I do see skitterers kind of in random corridors.
That is correct.
Okay. Cool. Well, I would like to, if I can, I would like to say into my sidekick, I'd like to say to Skag, we got more skitterers wandering around outside, but I don't have any beat on any more alphas.
Okay. What you hear is, "Are you serious, Rev? Like, this is a bad day."
And I say, you're not wrong, but at least it's only this one alpha.
Well, there's killed one. This is 2. Last thing I heard her say, there was 3 of these things.
Like maybe it's his day off. I don't know.
He just goes, bad day, man. Really bad day. I should have stayed back in Canberra.
Yeah, I think we're all thinking that at this moment, but you know, you roll with the punches. You do what you got to do, man. There are kids to protect here, okay?
You hear again an audible sigh. He just goes, "All right, I'm with you, Rev. With you to the end. See if we can pull this off." He goes, "It'd be a lot easier if he goes, let's be honest here." He just goes, "Otis is really good at breaking things. He broke his sidekick and he broke his scope, and he broke the door."
Yeah.
I mean, just throwing it out there. All right.
Okay, so now that I've checked the screens and know what's out there, and I don't see another alpha, I want to move to the door to kind of like start stalking this alpha to see what its next action is, so that I can take action depending on what it does.
Okay, so this thing is now coming into the cavern entrance itself.
Mm-hmm.
It is now being helped up to 2 feet. You get a quick take a look. A quick oversee of the situation here, and you see there's probably like 5 or 6 of them that have just almost encased him. And using obviously you just get this fact that it's using their bodies as some kind of armor to protect him, as well as 1 or 2 have now like almost held onto his leg, and they're using themselves almost like as a crutch to help him move in synchronicity, as this thing that was 10 feet tall or such now seems to be this hulking monstrosity that is moving a lot slower than it was before, but it's still focused on making its way back.
Okay.
You see this as well, Otis.
Yeah, I'm leaving it to Otis because I'm waiting until this thing takes an action before I attack it.
All right.
Or
Okay.
wait till somebody takes a shot or something. I don't want to.
How far away from him?
Yeah.
From me is he?
Well, he's at the cavern entrance where the door was, so that'd be about 50 feet for you.
50 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear.
And I'm on a hovel. Okay.
Yeah, you start to hear from down below that the screaming kids, as they see this monstrosity, and you just see just a look of just fear now, even more so into to Mother as she kind of like looks at you and she just goes, "My God, what have they created?"
I made this.
And
Okay.
this is the first time where Blake looks up at you as well as Sarayan, and they just go,
The kids told me to do that?
yeah, they're just like motioning to just going.
All right, so I
And
look
Skag's
at
just
them.
going,
I look at the kids. I look at the alpha monstrosity.
Mhm.
I'm going to hop off the hovel. I'm going to reach down. I'm going to look back at the kids. I'm going to smile. I'm going to grab a smoke grenade off my belt. I'm going to press it. I'm going to throw it at the alpha.
Okay.
Smoke grenade. Okay.
As you do that,
I want to get in range. My throw range is 30, so I'd say I use like 20 feet to get there.
sure. not a
Get
problem.
down, get there. Okay.
As you do that, as you kind of jump down from the hovel, you feel something grab your leg.
Son of a.
The third one that you said was incinerated
Huh?
was not.
Cool.
It is now just like this bloodied, mangled mess that is in front of you, and it grabs you and it goes to bite. You did
Can I-
not. If you like, is there something you would like to do? I will give you an opportunity.
But if he's
Your
trying to bite
awareness
me, I
was in the
assume he's trying to
trash.
grab me. I'm just gonna use my foot and kick at its face if he's trying to bite me.
Okay, go ahead and do.
Awareness.
No, you're
Well,
aware. You rolled
I'm
awareness.
aware.
You
Yeah,
rolled
I'm
awareness
aware.
before, and you had no idea it was there. You're
Yeah.
aware now that he's grabbed
Yeah.
onto you. So go ahead and just do. If you're just trying to kick out just on pure strength, go ahead and roll that. Of course, Renew says throw all your grenades and unleash everything. Just drop them all right at your feet.
I mean, it's not out of Otis's character, but I rolled a 13.
Okay. Yeah, my strength roll was a 15. So as you try to kick out of this thing, it's just maybe it's the last bit of strength of just pure just anger. This thing has just grabbed onto you. It's like the jaw is almost like hanging off. These yellow eyes are just almost a bit sunken. It's based on pure sound. The fact that you jumped off and you landed, that it knew where you were at, and it just happened to be right there. So what that is going to try to bite you.
Okay. And the
Okay.
damage.
And it goes to try to bite you, and as it does, its just lower jaw just comes completely off.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
And it just is like it's like
It just keeps opening.
Okay.
And you go, ew, what the?
yeah.
There's no blood?
no. Remember, everything is like this green, like kind of viscous.
Okay.
That is this viscosity that's kind of coming out of this thing, of this really kind of you know. Now that you're like really up close to it, you can see that this thing is really like. It's a lot bigger than you initially thought. Now that's kind of like almost stretched out.
Okay. I'm just gonna look down in amazement. And I'm gonna. So I'm off the hovel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the smoke grenade towards.
With the
I'm
thing
gonna
still
look
on
at
you?
them.
With this thing still on you? It's still holding on to you. You're just like
Just
dragging it
ignore
with
it.
you.
Yeah, I don't think much of him because he didn't really hurt me with this bite. So I'm taking
Fair
that
enough.
smoke grenade and I'm going for the alpha and
Okay.
the craziness. Yeah.
Number one, go ahead and again roll at your strength to see if you can get the distance. You're still throwing it at the maximum.
4.
Okay. And go ahead and roll those athletics to see how accurate.
10.
Okay. Yeah.
At least
You-
it's a smoke, right?
Yeah. You go to toss. You go to toss this thing, and you toss it exactly right down the middle, just 4 feet in front of you.
Uh-huh.
For some reason or enough, this as you're dragging this thing, it kind of gives you just a small little tug enough for you for it just comes out of your hand, and it's another one of those no. Skag kind of like looks back and he sees this like going. There's just not enough on that, as it just kind of like 4 feet. It just and it starts to slowly kind of billow in front of you. It'll take about a turn or so before
Not a bad
fully
thing,
engulfs you.
necessarily.
Yeah. Kind of shadow you guys a bit.
Okay.
All right. With that, I want to. I guess I realize I threw a dud.
Yeah. A little bit.
I'm gonna make my way into the smoke and just chill in there and see if I can. I don't know. I'm hanging out in the smoke.
Drag this thing that's
Okay.
on your leg,
again,
right?
He's just dragging this thing
Yep.
on his leg
That's fine.
like some kind of
Yeah.
ball and chain.
Yep.
He drags it just past all the kids who are just like, oh my god.
You know what? You
They're
know what
freaking
happened?
out. But it's like
It's
it's just like
Otis.
it's still trying to like bite him with like no jaw.
What happened is Otis saw the Alpha's got all these guys for armor. He's like, I got this leg armor now. So,
I got boot armor.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, the outcome of it says drops all threat.
Mm-hmm.
Does it drop all threat even though?
Yeah, it would drop all three, but the thing is still on your leg.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to get
I'm
rid
just
of
talking
that
about my threat.
No, that one absolutely
numbers.
drops all threats. So if anything was coming towards you,
It's just for me.
it drops all threat for your ball and chain friend as well. Like, you absolutely have no intention of fighting this guy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just think to yourself, you're not even a threat. You're just like, oh.
Yeah.
You're my boot. There's a snake in my boot.
I like to see that.
As you kind of like you walk by and you try to go past and slip through the barrier and try to disguise yourself into the thing, you just hear a gunshot as Skag just goes. He's got his gun out and just puts a bullet through this thing and just goes. He lets out again. It's another sigh. He's just like, oh.
You're welcome.
Oh boy.
So Skag finish it up. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Skag.
Okay.
Just
You finally
thought
killed-
I could help you out
That's
with
good.
that one.
What is it like? Oh, that was my new pet. Man.
Okay, so you're just trying again. You're
yeah.
just trying to go into the shadows of the smoke. and
Yeah.
stuff.
So then I'm gonna pass my main,
Okay.
and that would be the rest of my turn.
Okay. With that, Skag gets on, and he talks to Rev. He just goes, Rev, what are we doing? What's the plan here? Because I just had to kill something that was on Otis's leg, man. Like, I think he's losing it. He's like wearing them like accessories.
Like he got a new pair of boots. Rev says, Skag, just let Otis be Otis, and we're going to take down this Alpha. That is, we have one goal. That is, take down this Alpha so that we don't have Mother and the kids getting mauled here. So we got one goal, and that's to kill this Alpha.
Okay, and he just goes, all right, but are we gonna wait till this thing gets closer or what? Like, I think Otis just walked into the smoke. Like, maybe I should stay back here with them, make sure that I'm like last line of defense.
I am in Mirage behind this thing. I have a plan. It might put you at a little risk, but I think if you come out of the smoke, take some pot shots at it, get its attention, I can backstab this thing. And if I get a little bit of luck, I think we could take this thing out. That's what I say to Otis.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
Skag.
Yeah, not
Well,
bad.
I hear a thing.
You hear a moment of silence, and then he gets back on. He's like,
He's
just goes,
sighing a lot today.
Yeah.
he just goes, "Did you say put me at risk?" He goes, "Am I a punching bag, guys?" He goes, "I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you say it, Rev."
You're
No, no,
not
no,
a
no, no,
punching
no.
bag.
No, I want to hear you
You're
say
a
it.
you're a
Bad
target.
day.
You're a target dummy.
A target dummy, great. That's awesome. And
Way better than
with that, he just goes, "All right, I'm just charging in."
okay. Wait. Okay, that works.
As you're kind of like in the smoke, you hear this doom 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 just breeze by you as the smoke just kind of billows up and creates almost a little bit of a vacuum, as you imagine Skag has just gone right through and right past you. And that was the Otis.
Oh God, I'm sorry. The big guy's coming at me
No,
towards the.
Skag is running by
Skag
you.
went
Oh.
right through your smoke and just went right past you as you kind of see the thing billow up, creating a little bit of a
Oh,
vacuum
okay.
where you can see his jacket and his obviously his kind of like shadow kind of just jet right through,
Okay.
just kicking up the smoke even more.
What do I? So I could take combat if I want.
You're in the smoke.
Yeah.
It's actually with that one that would be ended. It's going to be Rev's turn.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it my turn? Okay. Well, if Skag is running in, I want to wait until he takes the shot before I attack. I want this thing's attention to be on him, so that when I come at a Mirage and hit this guy, I got my best chance of doing the most damage possible.
Okay. Roll quickly on awareness if you could for me, Rev.
Okay. I rolled a 12.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so your back is turned to the room, and you're just kind of gonna try to get behind this thing.
Yeah.
It has no idea that you're there. You start to
Right.
see that it's lumbering a bit more. You also see that maybe one or two skitterers had come from outside and have jumped on the back of this thing as well. It's almost got like 9 of these things, and they're almost just kind of like draping off of him. They're almost becoming like extensions, like muscles, but they're actually just these physical skitterers' bodies that are just kind of like melding itself to him.
Okay. Wow. We got Voltron Alpha going on here. Okay.
You
well,
know it. You know it that you said before. It's almost like it's a very hive mentality to protect him, since he is the smart one.
Well, I still want to pass on my main and my bonus to get exhaust back to prepare for when Skag shows himself.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah,
Can I pass on
absolutely.
both of those?
Sure.
Yeah. Because I need some exhaust right now.
Okay.
So
And with that, go ahead and you tell me what you're going to do, Otis.
All right. So I'm inside the cloud. I assume I know what general direction the big guy is.
Yeah, I would give you.
Okay.
You know your directions well enough.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say his attention is on Skag coming at him?
Absolutely. You would probably
Absolutely.
see Skag charging towards him at this point.
Okay. I want to kindly. I kindly want to kill him. I kind of want to run out from the right side of the smoke, kind of to get a flank position.
Okay.
And and after that movement, I want to pull my gun up, and I want to take a range shot, and I want to perform off with their head, which is, if I'm directly behind the target, either from movement or sneaky bastard, player performs a devastating strike at range.
Okay.
If used with sneaky bastard, damage is increased by an extra D, and it also lowers target armor rating by 1.
Okay.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll number 1. Roll sneak at advantage.
Oh wow, nice. So I have that keyword, so I already had advantage, right?
Okay. Perfect.
18 and a 16.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Within the cover of the now that the billowing smoke that's kind of flooding this cavern itself, you're able to use it to get a better advantage for your next shot. you really have belief that he has no idea where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take this shot, you're going to have 100% advantage. You're not going to get anything adjacent because Skag is not up there yet, and you don't exactly know where Rev is. But with that,
I'm trying to get behind
I'll
him,
definitely
that's it.
give you advantage on this shot on whatever it is going to be.
Okay. 6.
Ooh,
So-
nice.
so,
I had a 6 and a 1.
Oh, that advantage came through.
Yeah,
for
that
you on
advantage
one.
was
Well
huge.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go give me some damage here.
Okay, the damage. Finally, I get to do something different, huh?
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't throw another grenade. My God, that's all I can say. I always happen to be next to what he's throwing a grenade at, sadly.
So, do I get the? What do you consider that used with Sneaky Bastard?
What does Sneaky Bastard do for you again?
In the Sneaky Bastard is me tossing a smoke grenade.
Oh, yeah, absolutely then. Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, wow, 1d8 plus 4. So 8.
Oh man, let's get that crit damage, man. Let's do it.
Okay, 10.
10 total damage.
Yes. 1d8 plus 4. I had a 4 and a 4, and then with the Sneaky Bastard damage, it's an extra d6. Oh wait, I didn't roll the d6.
Yeah, you
Sorry
didn't roll
about
the
that.
D6,
I rolled an 8. No, I rolled an 8 instead of a 6.
Oh,
so
gotcha. Okay.
it's oh, that's even better.
The math.
13.
13 total?
Yes.
Or an
Nice.
extra 13? Just 13 total? Okay.
13 total.
Okay. Yeah, your first shot as you kind of like post up to make this shot, you're not under any kind of duress or anything like that. You just feel like your nerves have now kind of calmed down. You take a shot, and even within this kind of like walk-in monstrosity, this kind of carcass that is now in there, you take a shot, just drills him right in the face. He's still not completely covered as it just kind of lurches back. And with that, it even tosses a few of these things off of it,
Cool.
exposing some of his battered skin, and it kind of pulls away its hand, and you see that you have gotten it right in the eye. It is now blind in one of the eyes.
Yeah. Alright.
The scope was holding you back the whole time. Man.
Yeah.
It was.
Who needs a scope?
Yeah,
With that,
say no to scope.
no to scope. With that, after I take that shot, I want to reach down, grab my restrainer, and shoot the net at the big guy.
You gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Restrainer.
Okay.
All right.
Is there a
Okay, restrainer. Release a restraining net to hold the target. So save roll breaks restrain at beginning of turn, making it unable to move, and then roll a d20 against target to see if you knock target prone as well.
sure? All
Yeah.
right, here we go.
Here we go.
Do it.
15.
Well, you have to first see if you make the attack. So it's D6.
Mm-hmm. 3.
Where you get an advantage. All these come at an advantage for you.
6.
Okay, so yeah, you hit.
Nice.
Not a problem.
Awesome.
And then let's see here.
I hope you got a big net, man.
I hope so too.
Okay, so you roll a 13. I have to roll against you to see if you got prone. What did you get?
13.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 9. It's this restrainer it was a makeshift one up to that point, and you were completely unsure if this was going to work. Does
That's right.
exactly what you were hoping it would do, and just like this gigantic kind of net that's just like fuel with like it starts to sparkle with like electricity. Just kind of
Got like
just
bowl
kind
of balls on it.
yeah,
to
bowl
wrap
of balls, and
around.
just kind of wraps this thing up.
Yes.
As it kind of does that, you see this thing because of that. It even gets the two that are like holding up its leg. They kind of give out, and this thing just slabs the
Excellent.
ground, completely restrained.
Great.
Awesome.
And
This
that's the
is-
rest of my turn.
All right, Otis.
Oh, this
Oh, I
is
am-
just
No, I'm sorry.
is it my
Skag-
turn, Rev?
it's
Or is it Skag?
Skag.
Skag.
I'm sorry.
Skag's up, okay.
Yeah, Skag runs up there and he kind of sees this, and he actually stops and it's just like, whoa, like
I
that.
thought I
that-
was taking
yeah,
this
that
thing.
helps. And with that, he's just gonna like walk up and just trying to fire some shots into the sky. I always have to pull up what he has here. Give me 1 second. He is going to, you know what? He's going to first do his main, which is escape from the grave, because he is at very, very low hit points.
Okay.
And he's going to get himself back to full. So as you kind of like see him run, he stops and takes some kind of serum and injects himself directly into it in order to get himself back to full.
Wow, that was brave of him to rush through with no help. No wonder he was so against that plan. Like he's got a death wish or something.
Okay. And then he is going to do. He's gonna do beyond fast. So he's gonna again. She's fired a few times. He's going to, when activated, Gun Reaver can reload and fire a single shot in the same turn with advantage. So, cool. And he was gonna get advantage anyways because this thing is now completely prone. Yeah. Well, I rolled a 6 on the very first one, so not a problem. So it's 1d6 plus 3. Oh, you rolled a full 6, so it's 9, and it's on the ground 9. Oh, dang, then I rolled a 1. 10, so he does 10 points of damage. As you rev, you just see Skag kind of like run up, stop, inject himself, kind of like shake it off, and it's like, whew. Just pulls out his gun, kind of like he's taking his time. It's like sweet time. He just kind of reloads, kind of snaps it back, and just like cocks it back, and just boom, just takes a shot, and you just kind of like see this green again, viscosity kind of like splatter out. He's getting more and more green as this battle is
he's becoming the Hulk
the
longer this thing goes on.
Okay, and with that, go ahead, Rev. You have your chance.
Okay. Well, seeing this thing on the ground, I feel like it's finally my chance to try to end this alpha. So I've been stalking this thing. I'm in Mirage. I guess it doesn't matter about advantage because he's prone on the ground.
Right.
I would like to use Fury of the Jackal. Quickly slash up to 2 targets, or if only single target, spend 1 more exhaust to hit twice. So I want to hit twice with my big attack on this big guy and try to take him out.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay.
For the money.
And I have advantage for each attack, correct?
That is correct.
6 for my first one.
Nice.
And 6 for my second one.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
Oh.
You're not going to have any problems missing here, so go for it.
All right, so I roll damage for each attack, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm at skill level 2, so I'm at 1d10 plus 5.
This is where the big one comes.
This is the moneymaker.
That was a d20, my bad. D10 plus 5. So I rolled a 6 on my first one, so that's 11.
Okay.
Since he's prone, do I roll a d6 extra damage or something like that, or is that different?
Well, you're getting the advantage anyway, so you're always going to get the 1d6 because he's prone.
Okay. So I do get 1 extra d6 for damage. Okay. So that's 1. So that was 6 plus 5 plus...
Well, remember, it's always 1d6 per whatever your upgrade is. So if the skill that you're using is upgrade 2, then you're rolling 2d6 at that point.
Wow, so I get 2d6 at plus
I
extra.
don't know what the ability that you were using, merely just saying that's what dice pool.
Well, okay. Holy crap. Okay, well this is going to be a lot of damage. So so I rolled 9 extra damage. So this is so 1d10 plus 5 plus the 2d6s, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so the first attack was what was it? What was the first number I said? Do you remember? 9. Okay, I think it's 9 plus 9. So 18 on my first attack, sorry.
Okay.
And the second one, 4 plus 2, 6 plus 6, 12 for my second one.
Nice.
Wow,
18
you
plus
did
12.
30 points of damage.
30 damage right there.
Is any of that like cool ailments or anything?
Well, I still have my Hellblade on, so it's also going to apply extreme burn.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So.
You tell me how this is happening.
Okay. What I would like to do, since this is a leaping up into the air and slamming down, what I want to do is, as I come out of Mirage,
I do this. I jump with my cybernetic legs.
Mhm.
I jump up 20 feet in the air. My Naginata is raised above my head, and I come straight down on the back of his neck and impale the back of his neck right through to all the way to the ground.
Okay.
As
So
I slice
yeah, as you come down
what is this
onto
called? Spine.
as you come on there, you feel that your blade goes through like butter as it just completely just snaps the spine. What would you guess with like the spine of the cerebral core, as it just
Yeah.
completely just slices this thing in two, and with the weight of you on top of those things, it just drops and you impale it directly into the ground as it gasps and gives out its last breath.
And as that happens, because I have essence, on a killing blow, I can absorb the essence into my weapon. And so this green aura absorbs into my Naginata blade as I absorb his essence.
Yeah. So as that happens, this green aura kind of like it comes in and actually causes your handle to kind of glow. And
Nice.
deep down at the bottom, you have these 3 dots, and one of them lights up.
Nice.
I don't know what that means, but this is
Hey, if there's green glowy things on my sword, it's a good thing.
nice.
Or Naginata. Say.
As this thing kind of like drops to the ground and this alpha it essentially perishes, it does crush the 3 or 4 that was on its front side. It just crushes them underneath its pure weight, as well as your blade actually went through the neck of the thing and through one of the other things. But there's still
Nice.
2 or 3 that are like attached to his side that kind of
Okay.
just kind of like detach themselves and kind of roll off. Now seeing that you've taken down their alpha, they kind of turn their sights to you.
Okay. Well, that was my main. So with my bonus, I would like to use my what is it? Surgical strike to try to throw blades at each of those 2 that just fell off of it.
Okay.
Surgical strike, mystically unveil 2 shadowy dark blades. Throw at 2. Are they considered adjacent targets, where I could throw both of them?
They'd be
One at each?
adjacent to you. They're on one on
Okay.
each side.
Okay. So I would roll d6 twice to see if I hit those, right?
Yes.
Okay. I assume I wouldn't have advantage for this attack since they see me now.
You just jumped 20 feet in the air. And
They saw that? Oh.
Yeah, you did some kind of Final Fantasy move.
I did. That was totally Cloud's limit break right there.
As you're about to do that, you do notice that the awestruck eyes of Skag in front of you just went, wow.
I want to say some
Just
cool
like,
comment,
your
but
gun in
I know.
hand.
That's good enough.
Yeah, it's like I think I'll let my actions
Yeah.
speak for themselves. All right, my first surgical strike blade was a 6.
Okay, so it hits.
My second one was a 6. Holy
Wow.
sixes!
Well
Wow.
done. Well done.
Okay, so
For all
surgical
the lousy
strike.
rolls from earlier.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to recover. So D4 plus 3 for my damage here. D4 plus 3. First one does 3 plus 3, 6 on one, and 4 plus 3, 7 on the other.
Okay.
Nice.
As you unveil again your shadowy daggers, and they apparate, and you just do you kind of like grab them and let them go? Is that kind of your
Yeah,
movement?
kind of like they materialize in my hand and throw them each one side, like
Yeah. In the coolest ninja sci-fi
in the
ninja
coolest ninja way I could possibly do it.
way.
I'd flip while doing it, but I've already done a jump flip.
No.
so-
Yeah.
Can't do that.
We don't need multiple.
Yeah, you go for it. You just kind of like these things apparate, manifest these shadowy daggers, and you just with one fell swoop and movement, you just kind of like unleash these things onto these 2 things, and they both take it right in the throat, and they both just drop to the ground.
Nice. I am hitting everybody in the throat today.
Again, Skag even looks at you even more, just going, "Wow!" And then as he sees like the 2 things, he kind of looks over to him and he's just like, "Yeah, dodge that."
Nice. I need to take off my exhaust for that.
Okay. With that, Otis, you've just witnessed Rev just kind of, really
Massacre.
unveiling the abilities of a true cyber jackal at its highest form, and you really kind of get the sense that you understand why he does what he does.
Mhm.
You start to notice one or two skitterers coming in through the door behind him.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out, "Look out, Riv!" And I'm gonna take my gun, bring it up, and I'm gonna quick survival tactic at the skitterer that's coming in.
Okay, you hear him kind of scream out that he says this. You have no idea what he's talking about.
I see him pull his gun, so I'd like to go prone. I'd like to go down.
You can drop down.
I want to drop down. Because anytime he does an action, I know either something's going to explode or I'm going to take damage, so I want to get down.
Unfortunately, Skag sees you drop down and just kind of went. Like he's like stunned. He's just like, "Why are you doing that?" But right when you do that, then he sees the two things. But it's too late for him to drop down. Go ahead and make your shots.
It's just one shot, and it's a 3.
Okay, so your first shot, you rack it back, and you fire, and again you're firing off to the side. You would have probably hit that if you had your scope. You're just kind of like just iron sight shotting this thing, and obviously again it just kind of goes wide. Your first shot.
It's only one shot, the attack.
Okay, so it does kind of like stop its movement, almost like it's like taking it as a bit of a warning shot. And you notice that one kind of like stops in its tracks, not exactly sure what exactly happened, and the other one kind of retreats back into the corridor. Like it was coming forward, and the moment that they heard the shot that went over its head, it kind of goes back.
I'm gonna pull the gun up closer to my face, and I'm gonna pass on my bonus.
Okay. With that, Skag sees what just happened, and that the fact that Otis's shot was high, so he just kind of goes into hero mode. He just goes, "Don't worry, Rev, I got this."
Boy!
And he starts like, and he just pulls out both of his. He pulls out his gun, both of them, and he's going to do Tools of Death, which is the gun Reaver calls pinpoint precision shots upon a target. Success rolls for each shot. 1 exhaust per shot with a maximum of 2. So I'm going to do the full 2. And I am going to I'm going to shoot him in the torso, and then the other one I'm going to shoot him in the head. So here's for torso first. And yeah, that one misses. And then the second one, I'm going to try to shoot him in the head. And that one misses. So he kind of goes up there, and he starts to fire a little bit wildly. Unfortunately, both of these shots kind of go wide, and things starts to move like at an increased speed. Now that it's completely alert and seeing this big massive thing coming towards him, he starts to dodge and move. Skag is going to do. Okay, he's just going to do his double action. He holsters both those guns, pulls out his shotgun again that he's been having great luck with, and he's going to try to fire at this thing. And he fires 2 shots, and this thing just bolts back into the darkness of the corridor itself.
Okay.
So that was a huge warning shot melee. We just went in there with 2 people just warning shotting this thing. And with that ends Skag's turn. He essentially uses full dash to kind of get up to him. So he's standing, just peering into the corridor.
Okay, so is that my turn then?
Yes, it was going to be your turn, Rev.
Okay. Well, there's no more living things inside our room, right?
No, everything that was alive is dead here.
Okay.
That was inside the haven itself.
Okay, so I would like to go back into Mirage, to lose all my threat, but also to kind of get in position if anything else comes in. And I want to move to the door, but pass on my bonus to get exhaust back. I want to be near Skag. I kind of let him know that I'm there, but I want to be in Mirage so that I can get the drop on anything else coming through that door.
Sure, not a problem.
So -1 and then +2.
Okay. Otis, what are you going to do really quick here?
Okay. I'm posted on the door.
So you're just watching the door?
Yeah, and
Sure.
that that's basically what I want to do. I want to watch the door, and because I've heard in my head, I feel at a disadvantage because the door is wide open. So I don't want to give them ground on me
Sure.
personally.
Right.
So I want to keep angle on the door, looking out for anything to come through.
Okay.
So I'm going to end up passing both my main and bonus.
To get some of that exhaust back as well?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. As you guys are kind of doing that, you start to, especially you, Otis, being in the back, you start to see that mother and the children are kind of venturing beyond the barrier. They're trying to, there's a sense of maybe.
Hope, maybe.
Well, yeah, maybe a sense that the fray for now is over. As misguided as that might be, they haven't heard anything from you guys in regards to that. But there's always like a sense for, I guess, especially for mother, that there is a bit of hope. And she ventures, forward, just merely kind of like taking a look at the monstrosity that was there. She's slowly approaching. She kind of gives a look to you as you're kind of like, you kind of see her, and then you obviously you turn your attention back towards the door. Do you say anything to her as she?
You're talking to me.
Yeah, as she's walking by, Otis.
Tell her,
but
2 down, 1 to go.
no. I like how you went. I glanced at her, but then I want to keep my attention on the door.
Sure. Okay.
I don't say anything. Because she told me earlier that she's not important.
Okay. With that, as she slowly starts to venture forward. She doesn't see Rev anymore because obviously he's gone into Mirage. She walks all the way up to the carcass, this carnage that Rev has just unleashed, and she kind of like goes down on one knee and kind of tilts their head gently. Interesting enough that these things have been plaguing her and her children. She still treats them with a sense of respect. She doesn't like toss them, right? She merely kind of like gently tips up their head, tries to take a look at what was these monsters before and what they exactly were.
She doesn't teabag it?
No, she does not teabag it at all. And with that, she kind of like stands up. She turns to the kids. She kind of lets out a sigh. And she goes, I think the worst might be over.
I look over to her. That's only 2.
And she looks at you. And then she kind of turns to Skag. She goes, but we have to find a way to fix the door.
So me and okay. So Skag's in. It's Rev's in. We don't know where Rev is, but
No,
Skag is.
Rev hears this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I could, when she says we have to fix the door, Rev from Mirage can say, Otis and Skag, you guys take a look out the door while I scout out. I want to see if there's anything else coming for us. See if you can do anything with this door.
You heard him, Skag. Go up there, and I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna drop down and kind of like sneak slowly up to the door. I don't necessarily want to go right up to the door.
Okay, you're gonna.
I kind of want to use Skag.
Go ahead and roll sneak.
Okay. That's with advantage. 15.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they don't see you, but the kids do. They're just kind of like watching you, just kind of like
Sneak.
you actually kind of do like a few like barrel rolls to the side, barrel rolls in front,
Yeah.
You post yourself up behind obviously some kind of like little barrier, and then you pop back out. It's very like Nerf Ninja. It's great. Um, Skag hears you and he just goes, okay, but he looks at you and he just kind of goes, I don't know. He just goes, well, if I had time, maybe we could fix this. Maybe Rev and I could fix the door if we had time. But he just goes, I just don't know if we have time. I don't know if we should just go after the third one and try to end this.
I'm sneaking.
What are you guys thinking? Because we still have a bag full of those grenades.
Well, Rev wants to actually go out into the hallway in Mirage and try to sneak and scope out to see if he could see any more of these skitters, or God forbid another alpha out there. So I would like to actually, I guess, essentially sneak in my Mirage form to see if I can see if anything's out there.
Okay, how far down are you going?
I basically want to get through the door and just to the end of the entry tunnel, just to see that big open cavern that's right outside the entrance. I don't want to go very far. I just want to see if there's an immediate threat is what I want to see.
Okay. Are you're going to the end of the first left, the initial way that you guys came in, or back all the way down to the end where you saw the initial flood?
Well, outside the door, there was a cavern, right? That where everything
right,
kind
to
of
the left. You initially guys came in to get here.
Okay, so it's not like some cavern that goes off into different directions. It's an actual left turn from there.
You're talking about outside the door, right?
Yes, outside the door.
So there's a corridor, and there you hang a left, and that's the way you guys came in initially.
Okay.
And then farther down, you hang a right. That's where that flood that you had gone to initially.
Okay. Well, all I want to do is go to the first branching off. So where it branches off to the left, I want to go just where that branches off, look to the left and look further down, and just kind of stop there and be kind of a early warning to see if I see anything coming from any direction.
Okay. As you make your way down, go ahead and are you trying to sneak this?
Yeah, I'm trying to be stealthy.
Go ahead and stealth it and give me advantage.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 17.
Yeah. Okay. Not a problem. You kind of go out there, and you make the left, and as you do, you can see movement, kind of going back and forth into the distance at the end of what the cavern, this corridor would be that would open up into a larger cavern. Essentially, would be the best descriptive.
Okay.
You're just seeing like this back and forth. You can't make out how many it is, if it's just one or two, just going back and forth. But you see a kind of a lot of movement, and they're kind of like movement like in some kind of rhythmic wave. And it's just a bunch of shadows. So you don't know if it's just some kind of weird thing that is going on. You don't even know if it's the skitters themselves.
Okay.
This is just what you can kind of see.
Okay. Well,
this
I
is
want
almost
to.
like 60 feet away from you.
Okay, so it's just some distance down.
Right.
Okay, I want to say quietly into my sidekick to Skag. All right, I see movement to the left.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make out what it is, but there's still something out here.
And this guy kind of gets up there and he just goes, what do you want to do, Rev? Do you want to see if we can just get this thing fixed and then try to like regroup and then we'll go hunting for this third one? Or do you want to just try to take care of this now?
I think we should regroup. I think we take this time. I'll maybe have one of the fastest kids post up here, keep an eye out, and I'll help you fix the door. And if he runs in, we prepare for the worst.
Okay. He just goes, Roger. He goes, I think that's Sarai.
Oh, man, we got to leave.
As of our last conversation, I believe she said she was the fastest.
Jonah also said he was the fastest, but I think Sarai is the fastest.
Okay, well, we're giving her one of our pairs of goggles, though, so she can really see down here.
Okay. He goes, all right, I'll send her down.
And I'm going to actually wait until she gets here so I can tell her exactly what I want her to do. So I'm going to just stay at this crossroads and wait for Sarai to get here.
Okay. In probably about a minute or two, stuff like that. You see this little 11-year-old girl come prancing down there, but she's running pretty quick, and she's kind of like as fast as her little legs carry her, and she's wearing like these really like oversized goggles that are like bouncing up and down her head that were made for you guys and not for an 11-year-old child. And she kind of comes up to you and she just goes, "Ready."
Okay, and I say to her, okay, I have a very important job for you, Sarai. Can you see with those goggles? How far can you see with these goggles?
She would see the exact same distance you were. You both have
Which is-
cybernetic eyes, and you're wearing those things. It would
So
be
what,
no
like
difference
60 feet or
about
something?
60
About-
feet to her. It would be
Okay.
it would be, shadows and silhouettes as well.
Okay.
Enough to make sure that she can see and be aware that there's movement there of
Mhm.
something that is just not like dancing lights or anything like that.
Okay. So what I do is I go down on one knee and I say, Sarai, you have
Well done, Burger.
you have a very important job. You're going to keep an eye on both these intersections, and as soon as you see anything make the slightest movement towards you,
Mhm.
you run directly back to the door, tell me, and then hide. You got it? Can you do that for me?
She looks at you and she goes, "I can do that."
Great. You are a very brave girl. I'm going to go help fix this door. You run as soon as you see anything. Got it?
She goes, "Got it."
Okay. So I'm going to trust that she doesn't get eaten by anything out here. And I'm going to head back to the doors to try to help.
Yeah, she does that.
Gag
She curiosity. She starts to like skitter on down to the end of the hall, but you can see that she's kind of like dipping in and like posting up her side up, her back against the wall, and doing whatever she can to kind of stay out of any kind of light.
She's trying to do just what Otis did while he was doing his combat
Yeah,
roles of
exactly.
being all stealthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's like a child playing like little games, just hiding in shadows and stuff.
Okay. All right. So I want to help fix the door. If we now that we have a lookout, I want to try to help fix these
Okay.
doors if we can.
Just kind of looking at the situation, analyze it. You can see that it's been kind of ripped off the top hinge.
Mhm.
It's still kind of holding on to the bottom one, but it's
Okay.
been swung completely open. You figure that you can get the door closed. It's not going to be flush, but you probably can get the door closed at least to create some kind of a seal between them inside and the outside.
Okay.
It would take much more time to actually make sure the welding and all that stuff is completely fixed. There's warping
Okay.
in the door and everything.
Well, I do have a toolkit in my bag of stuff that I have, and I have my engineering. So with those two things, I would like to, as quickly but as
Efficiently.
solidly as I can.
Okay.
Are
Are you
try
try
to
to help
fix that.
on this as well, Otis?
Yeah, I'm
Or
gonna see.
What else are you gonna try to do?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was watching the door. I see them bumbling with the door.
Mhm.
I'm gonna walk over. I guess you need my help, so I'm gonna give him a hand.
Okay. And then Skag's gonna try to do it as well. So everybody just roll strength to see if you can just close the door.
Okay.
That's a big 6.
I have strength, so 6 was my best roll too.
Holy cow!
Well, luckily Skag is the strong one.
Good job, Skag.
And he
Oh,
just kind
thank
of like
God.
he digs in there and starts to.
It's about time you pull your weight.
He kind of, as he's kind of like really kind of putting his back and his leg into it, he actually kind of stops and takes one look at you and just went, "Sometimes, Otis, sometimes." Because
And Rev says-
I should have left you with Jen, and Jenny.
And Rev says, Otis, as long as you keep those grenades in your pocket, you're fine. Just we don't need grenades for this job.
With
I
that,
know that.
with that, you guys are able to at least get this as close to being closed as you can. There is still kind of a gap due to the warping and stuff like that. Rev, go
Okay.
ahead and roll your engineering as well, as you're going to get advantage as well,
Okay.
and a benefit from Skag because he has it as well for you. See
Okay.
if you can try to weld these door hinges back on.
I rolled a 13 was my best.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of pull out your plasma welder, which everybody seems to have out here.
Hey, I brought my toolkit.
Yeah. And you kind of like start to kind of go to work on this thing, just trying to weld the hinges back in, break, weld the seals as well. Um, Otis, as much as he can help, is kind of just supervising. He just goes, "Hey, man, like, you should fix that."
Hey, you missed a spot. Otis, you're not helping.
It's okay. It's okay. Just make me proud.
What are you, my mom?
With that,
No.
Otis, you get a tapping on your shoulder, and it's Mother.
I look up at her.
It says,
Yes.
essentially, you look at her. She goes, "Maybe we should incinerate the bodies."
That's a good idea. I don't have fire.
She goes,
And Rev says, "Don't you still have my lighter? My
No,
Zippo lighter?
I think I dropped that a long time ago.
"I don't."
You'd lost
You
my
know, I
lighter."
think you still have it. Or wait, okay, I'm sorry. Roll deception.
He's stealing my lighter. God.
8.
Roll awareness, Rev.
Okay.
Or
I rolled a 20
Yeah.
on awareness.
Yeah, he gets the sense that you're trying to pull one on him.
Like, I know you have my
Okay,
lighter.
Okay. And I crack it, I Zippo it, and all right, let's go. I'm gonna head over to the big alpha that's down and try to light it on fire with
Well,
the Zippo.
you do notice that the children as well are struggling because this thing is extremely massive, but they do have forges.
What do you mean they have forges?
When I told you when you got in there that they have lit forges there.
Like that you do blacksmithing
Like
work with?
blacksmithing? Oh.
She goes, we can light one of those.
Oh yeah. Let's light
She
one of
goes,
those.
it's
If I go over
it-
to a forge, I guess.
Because they're, it's. And she kind of looks in. She goes, it's bigger than just burning them in the middle. A lot of mess.
I mean, mess. Who cares about a mess? I point at the door. That's a mess.
And she looks at you and she just goes, "This is true." She goes, would you like to take it to the forge, or do you just want to burn it here? We'll do
Do we
whatever
have
you
any
want."
like long blades? Let's cut them up into pieces and make it easier to drag it over to the forge.
Yeah,
Great job for kids.
Yeah,
Great
but-
job
but-
for kids.
So like,
Who's up to learn how to be a serial killer? Just gotta cut up the parts and hide the basement.
Otis doesn't consider them kids though.
yeah, they do have would be like kind of rudimentary like cutting tools and stuff like that. So if you wanted to convince them to chop this thing
All
up
right,
very
okay.
mafioso style,
So
very Donnie Brasco.
yeah. All right. You count it right at the hip where the leg meets. We'll cut the legs there, and I'll try to drag the torso with the arms, and you guys just bring the legs over.
The kids just kind of look at you and just go, "Okay."
I'll do the cutting. You got to hold the fire.
They look at you. Okay.
All right. So I grab the cutter.
And you start
and
to you go to town on this thing.
Yeah. I want to go to
Carving it
town.
up
Yeah.
like a freaking Christmas turkey, man.
As
What do I roll?
just roll a d20 just to see
Roll
what happens.
demonology. Is your...
As this is happening behind you, and you can kind of hear the sounds of like celery being smashed, of like sinew and muscle and bone being kind of carved through, and then you hear like a maniacal laugh, and Skag kind of like he's trying to hold the door as you're like you're doing your stuff.
Welding it.
And,
Yeah.
and then he's trying to like weld some like the lock and some of the tumblers back. It's working. Or he kind of like turns around and takes a look, kind of flips up his like his plasma cutter shades and pops up, takes one look at what's happening over there and just goes, "Whoa!" And kind of like just flips back down the welding mask and starts going back at it.
Excellent.
With that, you start to hear ting 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 on the door.
Oh, okay. As soon as Rev hears that, he
Rev just
opens
goes,
it real.
oh, that's my pizza.
Oh, I've been waiting on this. No, he opens real quick because he assumes it's Sarai. He opens it real quick. Sarai, is that you?
And she just comes in and she's panicked.
Okay. And
She's almost like hyperventilating. She's like,
okay. We're gonna try to close the door and continue our welding while I say, "What is it, Sarai? Is it another alpha? What's coming?"
She goes, yeah, it's coming this way. And he goes, and like a ton of the ghosts.
Okay. And I yell to Otis, who's apparently having a barbecue or something behind us. Go, Otis, we got more company coming in. We need your grenades. Get over here.
How far along am I?
Oh, you're just like you're like just hacking away this things, and every time you like stop and just go. So kids, this is the best way to do it.
Okay.
Like you want to if you want to get them like right underneath the armpit, and you can just kind of like right off.
Yep.
And he goes, you know, you just give him the whole like the whole butcher anatomy, butchering 101.
Okay. All right.
All the kids are just going like,
all right,
they're
kids.
They're straight faced going.
All right, so I hear Rev talking. I look up at him. I go, "All right, kids. Now, Uncle Otis has to go help Rev handle the rest of this. Throw the body parts on top of the forge, and then I'm gonna grab that bag of concussives and head on over to the door."
Okay. Skag obviously is just kind of like right up there with you, and he's just like, because I don't know if this door could take another one of these alphas. Because I'll be honest with you, he's talking directly to Rev because he's right there. Because I don't know if he can take it. I don't know if our walls will hold. Maybe we could take the fight to them.
So I hear
I
this
don't know.
walking up
Yeah, you can kind of hear that. This is happening
as I'm coming up.
Absolutely. What exactly do you look like as you're coming up?
Oh, I'm covered in blood. I'm covered in blood. Yeah.
So Skag's got green goo all over.
He's got green
him.
goo
yeah.
all over.
Otis is covered in. Well, I guess it's green goo too. Because,
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm like looking at two guys covered in green.
Yeah. And I mean, my hair is all wild and crazy. It's a sight.
So as you come up, I go,
slashes
Otis,
on my stomach. Yeah.
I see you've been busy.
Yeah. Oh well, just handle business.
It's like, okay, well, we got a situation. We got alphas and a crap load of, I guess, ghosts. So
I'm gonna raise the bag up. Big boom.
I say, I think it's time we leave a present for him.
All right. I look to Skag. Don't worry about the door because whatever's behind the door is gonna be gone.
Okay. Roll awareness, each one of you guys, as well as
Okay.
Skag is going to roll it. Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay, well done.
I got a 13.
Okay. As you guys are having this kind of conversation, the sounds of the forges, as well as the kids are not, you're doing your best to, I'm guessing, to keep this low and not to frighten the kids. This is a conversation just between you three.
No,
Yeah.
Sarai, not for me.
Well,
Sarai.
Sarai's there, but other than that, other than 4.
Yeah, I'd say because the others are at the forge, kind of burning up the body.
I'm not
and stuff.
including him then, but I'm not trying to hide it from them either.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
way to.
Yeah, with that, then you start to hear explosions echoing outside the door.
Oh, they brought fun.
Okay.
Rev
Rev says
Rev.
Rev says to Skag, can you go check the cameras real quick? I want him to like run and check the cameras to see if he can. Well, we don't have the camera outside the main hall anymore, do we?
No.
Well,
But you do have the other ones into any of the other.
okay. Yeah, I want, or maybe we should all go check the cameras. How done did we get this door?
You guys are like halfway through this door.
Okay, so it might take a hit or two, but it's not going to stand up to a.
It's not going to hold up.
Okay.
Depends how many I throw.
This is a pretty heavy door. that was makeshift
Mhm.
in the first place, and you're
Uh-huh.
just doing your best to patch things up to get it closed, more so than you're trying to fix obviously the warping and the obviously the damage that had been done to the door itself.
Okay. Well, let's say Skag, you stay here. Me and Otis, let's go check the cameras real quick.
Okay.
I follow Rev.
Skag kind of just like puts his shoulder into that door, knowing that that's not going to stop anything else, but maybe it's a sense of security as he kind of looks down at Sarai, just going, "It's going to be okay."
Well, I'm glad she thinks so.
That's Skag telling. So
Oh, okay.
Okay.
no,
I was
she,
like,
she-
wow.
she doesn't believe that's going to be okay at all.
Sarai's a
She's-
badass.
She's comforting Skag right now. Hold me, he says to her. All right, so we go check the cameras. What do we see? I know there's only the
Yeah.
9 cameras, not the one right outside the door. What do we see in all the
Okay.
other
I'm
hallways?
Guessing we're glancing at them.
You see about 3 or 4 of them. Interesting enough, there seems to be a lot of action that is happening, kind of like waves. And then every time you'll take a look at a different camera, you can see that they're running across towards something, and then it picks up at another one of the cameras where you can see that it's obviously it's probably like the next room that they're going into. And as a few of them, you do see that you just see a huge explosion and see some of the bodies of these skitterers go flying all over the place, as well as the camera will go out, and you actually audibly hear another explosion, kind of like start to rattle the cavern entrance itself.
So Rev looks to Otis and goes, "Did we order reinforcements?
I don't know anybody.
Do you think we should go talk to Mother? Do you think she would know who's here?"
Skag goes, "There are no reinforcements, guys. None. Everybody's out to kill us. Bad day, man. Bad day."
It's like, what do you
I pay
think,
no
Otis?
mind to Skag. I mean, if anybody knows, it's got to be her.
Okay, so let's go. So
I guess we head over.
Yeah,
you
immediately.
turn.
I wanna
you,
go.
You turn around. Mother is staring right at you guys, just going,
Oh,
"What is going on? What is that?"
What about
What
your
is
friend?
that? We were gonna ask you
She goes,
Yeah,
"Why
we're
would you
gonna
ask
ask you that
me?
Well,
I'm
you-
because you
asking
live down here.
You sent that girl out to look for reinforcements. Maybe she finally brought
She
somebody.
goes, "I hate to break it because, but it sounds like booms, right? And the only boom comes from this guy.
But I have all the booms in this bag.
Maybe there's more of you." She gets a little snappy with you.
I've never reproduced. There's no more of me.
She kind of she looks back. She just goes. She understands that concept. She's just like, okay.
Thank God you haven't reproduced. All right. Well, Rev says, I guess the only thing we could do is I could try to scout out and see what's coming for us.
Should we mess with this door?
You hear another series of explosions, and these are starting to get closer and closer. Even some like the rock and the dirt, or from the obviously the roof of this cavern starts to kind of like rain and trickle down.
Oh,
Look
man.
At Mother, then back to Rev, looking at Skag. I think that's our only option, Rev.
What option?
Scouting?
Oh, okay. I was like, did you have another idea? I guess. Yeah.
No.
Okay, I can go into Mirage and I can try to
If
see.
you think you can lure him back, bring him back.
Didn't Sarai saw alphas coming our way?
She saw one, but like a whole assortment, I believe. Like a lot of action going down.
Roll awareness, guys.
Okay.
15.
Also 15.
Okay.
Nice.
You hear another explosion and almost like a slam, and you get the sense that this is right outside the door.
Okay, there's no scouting then.
Okay, no scout.
There.
Ah,
I think you leave the present at the door, and we all get behind that barricade, and whatever comes through, we blow it up.
That's the other end of the cave.
Yeah, where we were hiding before. If we get everybody back there, put your bag of grenades, and you set them off from a distance with your gun, I just want to blow up whatever's coming at us.
Okay, all of you go hide. I'll do it.
Aren't you going to be in cover too?
Well, I'm gonna set up the bag and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Rev's going to run to Skag, who's still at the door, and then get him to help me gather up all the children back behind the barricade and say, we're going to try to blow up whatever comes through that door.
Okay. Not a problem. So with that,
Okay. But them leaving.
Skag hears you, and he just goes, it's outside. It's outside. And he kind of grabs Sarai and just goes, like, he's following you, Rev. Just going, if we're going to move in the back, again, I'm sorry, somebody's grabbing Mother, because she's just kind of like stunned of just like, she's gone through so much in the past like 35, 40 minutes.
I'll grab Mother and make sure she comes with us if Skag's got Sarai.
As you're doing that, she just hear her muttering, just going, we're not fighters. We're not fighters. We're not fighters.
I know, we're hiding, Mother. We're hiding. Just, we got to hide.
Okay. What are you trying to do here?
Okay, so I'm going to look back and make sure they all left. They all went back their way.
They all kind of start moving their way towards the back.
Okay, is the door open in any way?
It's not fully flush.
So I can put the bag like kind of outside, like if it's not flush, so there's really no opening. It's just not flush.
The bag's big enough with 6 grenades that you still have to kind of rock this thing open and toss it.
I got you. I'm gonna look back, make sure nobody's behind. I'm gonna look down into the bag of concussives. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna take 2 out and I'm gonna put it back into my bag.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put 3 in the bag and leave it by the door. So
go ahead,
if the door opens, it's at their feet.
Rev, roll awareness at disadvantage.
Okay.
And
that means 2
Otis,
rolls the lower one, right?
Yeah. Otis, roll thieving hands with advantage.
I rolled a 4 as my lowest.
11.
Yeah, you're able to pocket these things
Nice.
without even Rev even thinking twice.
That anybody?
Rev even kind of takes a look and just like sees. What he sees is he believes that you're getting ready to do something.
Yeah.
I see you and I go, what a brave soul.
With that, I want to leave the bag there.
Skag scoffs.
All right, I'm gonna leave the bag there. So if they open the door, if the door gets open, it's gonna be like as they come in, not in the way of the door. So it's like at or near their feet, I guess.
Okay, gotcha.
The door. I don't want the door to kind of move them.
Okay, so you're keeping them away from the distance of the swinging wide open.
Of
door.
the swing of the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are you just gonna shoot them like you usually do?
Yes, but with my movement, I'm gonna go to a hovel, probably about 40 feet away, 30 feet away, and then I'm gonna set up on there.
Okay. With that, you're able to actually jump right on top of that old abandoned bore miner that was on there, and just get right up there. That's within the distance.
Okay.
That you just kind of put them there. You pocket the 2, and you get set up for your shot. Make sure that that's in your inventory, that you don't forget that.
I got it.
As that happens, everybody roll awareness one more time for me, please.
Okay.
11.
And roll and
Wow, we're rolling the same. 11 for me as well.
Roll also athletics for me, Otis, since you're the last one. By the
okay.
door.
13.
Okay. As you hear a few more explosions that just shake the inside of the cavern itself, and you can actually hear the rattling of the warping, recently kind of patched together and fixed door. You hear a huge slam up against the door. That almost rips it off its hinges again. And when you drop it and you try to run to get to it, you just hear another one. And the door just explodes open. Just ripping it off the hinges again. Everything that you had just patched together and has been just completely ripped off.
I just fixed that door.
Dirt and ash and smoke kind of fill the room, and as that happens, all in the same motion, the body of an alpha just flies and flops, just dead on the ground.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh, great. So it fell like basically in front of me, right?
Yeah, this is the third alpha.
This is the third alpha.
And
okay.
you do notice it. I mean, is anyone trying to get a good take a look at this?
Well,
yeah, I feel like I'm
yeah,
good for sure.
Yeah, you probably definitely. You do see that there's a huge hole in the middle of it that is just like burnt through.
Cool. Ah, fire! I'm gonna get closer. And really,
do you jump back off the ore miner to take a look at this?
Oh,
because you're essentially
I want to stay up. No, I want to stay up there.
Okay. Rev, you kind of see you're obviously your cyber occupied. It's kind of like zoom in.
Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in to see that dead alpha.
You see that it is a motionless, lifeless alpha, and you do see some like what you would know as burns, scarring, and scoring on the wound.
Okay, well, I'm going to, with my enhanced optics, notice this, and I'm going to tell Mother and Skag and anybody else with me, I'm going to say, something took out the last alpha and left a hole in its chest the size of a bowling ball. Okay. What the hell to do that? That's all I say.
And then you hear in the distance, you hear just, and you hear.
God, we got a mech warrior or something.
Yeah, you hear this voice. Wow, man, that boy was a tough one.
I'm looking to see if I can see anything from where I'm at.
As it starts
to
emerge,
or...
it starts to emerge,
okay.
But you start to see this kind of like this outline of these blue, like almost neon lights that are like attached to this whatever this is, kind of like coming into view, and venturing into the entrance itself. And
who goes there?
He just goes, wow. I mean, I guess me.
Who's me?
Well, I mean, who's you?
I'm me.
You're B?
I'm me.
If you're me,
what do you want?
Then I'm me. Who are you?
Is this freaking Skag or Otis's long lost brother? What the hell?
He just goes,
tell me what you need.
You hear him just go, no, man, let's get some straight, buddy. Are you friendly?
What's friendly? I chuckled myself, thinking I'm hilarious.
You hear him just go, like, being friends.
Are you friendly?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty friendly.
I'm going to hop off the hovel and make way to the door.
Okay. As that happens, you start to hear zzz, and what you see is a all kind of like dirty, kind of like rusted brown, almost like essentially it'd be like an old first generation like miner warframe suit.
Okay.
And in the middle of this, through a transparent kind of like double density polycarbonate like frame, is this older gentleman who's sitting in there in this orange jumpsuit.
Nice.
And he's using like the frame itself in order to enhance his abilities. So instead of it being like an exosuit, which is something that is cybernetically fused or augmented to you, this is something that he created to obviously do whatever he's done to this last alpha. And he's slowly kind of like on these iron fusion hydraulics. He's kind of like moving forward, kind of in this like a mech suit kind of way. And he kind of the little thing pops up, the seals break. He pops up. He goes, "I'm looking for Mother."
I'm Mother.
And he takes one look at you and he just goes, "Wow, not as good looking as I thought.
She's not that good looking.
And he goes, well, mother.
I'm just trying to confuse him.
Sure, he goes, mother, my name is Mortimer Mondragon II, Esquire.
What's his name? I'm sorry.
Mortimer?
He goes, Mortimer Mondragon II, Esquire.
So Rev has seen all this, and he's actually gotten up and started to move towards them to see what's going on here because he sees there's no action, so he wants to get involved in this conversation.
Okay, so as you kind of get closer, you see again this Warframe mech, that could have been used as a loader, as a miner, something other than what it is now being used for. And you see a probably like 5'2" older, gray bearded gentleman who's balding, and he's just got these like really like heavy duty intensive like black goggles, and he's got this controls that he's using, and he just kind of like lets go of them, and he just goes, "Let me introduce myself one more time to all the other friends who have just joined up in the back." And with that, like, you see Mother as well as the kids kind of come forth and just going, like, what is this thing? And Skag's just kind of like rubbing his head, but he's got his gun out. He doesn't know what to feel. He's just kind of waiting for something to happen.
Well, Rev, as he walks up, goes, "I like your handiwork," because he's like looking at the alpha.
And he just goes, "Yeah, he was a tough one."
I go and grab the bag of 3 concussives from the door while this talk's going on.
They are underneath the body of the alpha.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
And he goes, "Well, I appreciate it, good sir." He just goes, "And your name is?"
My name is Rev. What is your name?
"Oh, forgive me. Mortimer Mondragon II, Esquire."
Well, Mortimer, I don't know if you're a friend, but if you kill alphas like that, I want to be your friend.
Because I appreciate it. I'm a little bit old in the tooth, don't have many friends left. But I came down here because I was looking for someone named Mother. And unfortunately, I found this gentleman who says his name is Mother. And that was not the description that was told to me.
I waved to Rev. I'm trying to protect her.
Mother actually ventures forward, and she kind of puts her hand out, and she goes, "I am Mother." He goes, "Who sent you?" And he just goes, "I think you know someone named Rose." "Well, I'm the cavalry."
And I'd say to Mother, "I told you Rose sent reinforcements."
I immediately, Mother,
What'd I say?
Yeah, immediately Mother just goes, Rose sent you." And he goes, "Yes. I mean, she was barely alive when she got to me." She goes, "And I'll be honest, I'm not much of an adventurer like this gentleman here." And he points to Otis. I'm sorry, to Rev. Obviously, seeing the way he looks and who he is. He kind of pays Otis no mind.
After he said he was Mother, yeah, I don't blame him.
And he just
It's
he
good
looks at you and he
intentions.
just goes, I was told by Rose. And he goes, believe me, she's coming along. She's getting better. She was out for almost 3-4 days. He goes, but she was murmuring and talking about Mother and the children, and she needed heroes to help save her. So, I, being old in the tooth, don't have many moons left in me, I thought to myself, I've been a miner all my life. This could be my chance to be something special.
You're something.
He goes, well, I feel like something. And when I got down here, I found out that, wow, I was in way over my head. But luckily, I created my cool little, Warframe suit here. And
I pet the suit.
And he merely just goes, smacks you, completely knocks you away. It's like being hit with like a steel beam. It just knocks you like 10 feet off. He just goes, oh, forgive me. Never touch Bessie.
Okay.
Because besides the fact I think you, good sir, are one of them liars.
Well, Rev says, I have to say, Mortimer, I am very impressed with Bessie. Did you do this all yourself?
Because, well, yeah, of course. I've had a lot of time.
Well,
Don't have much to do these days. Like I said, old in the tooth, retired.
let me say, from one cybernetic appreciator to another, you do good work, sir.
And he goes, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So word is that y'all are need saving. Is this true?
I look to Mother.
Mother kind of like looks at you guys, and she goes, I think maybe because of your efforts as well as these gentlemen, we might be okay. And again, she's questioning it. She's not exactly sure, and she kind of like her gaze ends on Rev.
Mother, I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just gonna hold up my hands to you.
Like
Otis
what?
is looking at Rev, he's going. And
Okay. Well, as Otis so eloquently said, that does look to be 3 alphas, but there is still the issue of father in San Dormo. Do we want to ask Mortimer for his help with this, or maybe do you want to stay with Mortimer while we go deal with father?
That's a question of Mother, right?
Yeah, I'm asking Mother if she wants us to go after father, if she feels safe with Mortimer, or what she would like to do. I like this.
She kind of leans into it and she just goes, we've never met him before.
He is taking care of Rose, though.
I mean, that's what he's saying.
Am I in this powwow?
Yeah, I guess you and Skag are right around there.
Okay.
Okay.
Skag
Where is
seems
Rose?
apprehensive to be so trusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question, Otis. We should ask Mortimer, where exactly did Rose find you? Where are you from?
Mortimer just goes, well, Rose stumbled upon my bit of a hovel, my little up on the western ridge. I guess she said she was trying to find a town, but she was quite far away from a town. She must have lost her bearings.
Is she okay?
Yeah, how
I
is
can
Rose
assure
doing?
you that Rose is quite fine.
And I turn to Mother and I say, Mother, I think we should take your lost ones and go with Mortimer to where Rose is. Because if it's off the beaten path, that's a place that you can hide while we try to take care of father.
He just goes, definitely off the beaten path. I'm not even sure how the young child even found me. I haven't had any visitors since, many moons. Since my wife died. Her name was Bessie.
But your suit's Bessie.
Yeah. Well, like my suit and my wife, she was one tough bitch.
I see what you did there.
Well,
Clever.
Mortimer, how far away is your hovel from here? Is it many miles or?
Well, it's definitely many miles.
What if we escort everybody to your place and then we go do a little business?
Mortimer kind of like, at this point, he actually jumps down from his warframe, and you see that he's actually much smaller. Only standing at like 5'2", and he's a little bit, pudgy. As he kind of like rolls up, yeah. And he kind of walks up, and he's stroking his beard. He goes, so tell me, why is it likes like you wanting to? And then he kind of stops, and then he just goes, excuse me. And he brings you closer, and he just goes, why are you likes like you going to San Dormo? It's not a place for anyone like you.
And I look to Mother and I say, do you want to tell him about father? He did help Rose.
Mother merely, she goes, May I speak to you, gentlemen, in private, please?
To me,
And,
Otis, she says that.
Yes.
Skag too.
That's good.
Of
Yeah.
course, Scad.
All right. Yeah. I'm into that. So I without saying anything, I just kind of follow where she wants to go and.
And
Sure. As
Rev
you guys,
says-
you guys kind
Rev
of
says to Mortimer, "Give us a second to talk."
Mortimer just goes, of course. He just goes, by the way, may I get your names? Since you know mine.
I did tell him my name was Rev.
Right, he's barely talking to Otis and Skag. Skag
Oh,
just
okay,
goes,
okay.
he goes, my name's Skag.
I'm McConaughey.
He goes, McConaughey. It's not a bad name.
Thank you.
He goes, do you guys usually, like, work together?
We're on a job.
Do you guys have a name that you guys call each other? Like, you know, one of them group names. Like the three amigos.
Never really came across it as a thought.
I look at Otis. I was expecting Otis to come up with some crazy name. And I say, this is our first job together, so
I
No
call us
name.
Otis's bad boys.
Ooh,
I
the
thought your name was
bad boys.
McConaughey.
I thought, yeah, because I thought you were the McConaughey.
I'm not Otis. I'm McConaughey.
He can.
That was like
kinda,
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Otis is
He kind of
bad
takes a look
boy.
at you. He kind of like gives up a little bit of a chuckle, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a pipe, starts to puff up its smoke like a well-deserved one, and he kind of like stands there and he just goes, looks at Otis, looks at you, looks at Skag, just goes, listen, I might be an old man. I might have saved your butt. But I think this guy, points to you, Otis,
Uh-huh.
I think he's a little more far gone than I am, if you know what I'm saying.
And as we turn to walk to talk to Mother, I look at Otis. I go, Otis is bad boys. Just shaking my
I
head.
had nothing else.
With that, she kind of brings you in closer and she just goes, I don't know if this can be trusted with someone like him. And merely I'm saying is we're trusting you and taking a chance on you. That was our deal. If you
I
want
look at
to ask him to help you, he goes, then nothing changes with our deal. Is that
How
fair?
about we get him to come with us and you take over his place?
Because I think we'd be. She goes,
I don't, and Rev says, I don't know if it would be right of us to ask this old man to help us go assassinate a man in the middle of his
she goes,
kingdom.
Exactly. She goes, I hate to break it to him, but he seems quite capable. But I don't think he's the kind like you guys. If you understand what I'm saying. And that's no disrespect at all to any of you. But
Yeah,
see
I don't know if
you all
he's
as
going to get his hands dirty.
professionals who do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of like, she goes, well, at least two of you.
2 out of 3.
Yeah. Skag, you're no good.
Skag just scoffs again.
and Rev says, okay, we can leave out the part about father, but if Mortimer is willing to take care of Rose and hide you and the kids while we go after father, I think that's our best bet, at least to get you out of these mines with any stray ghosts hanging around.
People want your minerals. And I just stare at Mother. I know what you're worried about. He's going to steal your stuff. How about I stay with you?
And she goes, you're going to stay with us?
If you feel more comfortable that way, unless you'd rather I go kill father.
Well, I mean, will the other two be okay with that?
Rev's like,
of course not.
no, Otis, you're coming with us. If you're getting paid the same amount as us, you're coming with us. You're the one who was so into these minerals.
As
Lots of money.
you guys are having this kind of conversation, you hear that the sounds of somebody just really taking a big draw from the pipe, and he's just like,
What?
He
I
just
don't
goes,
look over to
Are
Mortimer.
you any of you gentlemen gonna get me involved in this conversation? I keep hearing my name.
Rev turns to Mortimer and he says, we were hired to do a job. We don't think this is a job that you should know about because it might put you in danger. But we think that you might be the best person to take care of Mother, Rose, and the kids while we do that job. We're just trying to see if Mother will agree to this.
He looks at you guys. He just goes, wait a minute. Time out. I offered to help Rose to come save and take care of this little issue that you guys are having. Now you want me to take care of all of you?
Did Rose not tell you what you were signing up for?
No.
Well,
I mean,
it's your lucky day.
I mean, she was pretty young lass, and I just thought like it'd be nice to be a hero for once.
Well,
But
wouldn't
now
a
you're
hero
asking me to take on.
take care of some
Rose would
helpless
be
children?
very happy
Would she be very happy?
if you brought all her friends to her.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. What did he goes? And he looks at you and he just goes. Now he's like looking directly at Otis. He just goes, "What do I get out of this?"
I have a grappling hook you can have.
He automatically looks. He diverts his eyes and goes right down to Skag and Rev. He just goes. He's not the smart one in your group, is he?
You could say that.
Fair enough. And he looks at you guys and he looks at Mother. He just goes. Mother's just kind of like she doesn't know what to say. She's apprehensive about the whole thing. Her and her children have not been above ground for as long as they can even recall.
Yeah.
And then ask them to, on the whim of just somebody they met 10 minutes ago, to accept that. It's tough for her to accept.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Rev turns to Mother and he says, the way I see it, you have two choices, Mother. You can stay in the caves and hope Father doesn't send more alphas and more ghosts, skitters, whatever you want to call them. Or we see about getting you out of here somewhere where he doesn't know anything about. Because it sounds like if we can convince, and I like do the whole money thing, if we can convince Mortimer to let you hide out at his place while we take care of Father, I think that's your best bet.
Okay.
But it's your choice, Mother. I don't even look at Otis because I don't want to hear what he has
I'm
to
just
say.
taking it in. I'm just taking it in.
I'm like, please don't offer more grappling hooks or.
Okay. What
cat
we're
bars
gonna
or something.
do is you're gonna roll on this one, Rev.
Okay.
I want you to roll persuasion.
Okay. A keyword I do not have.
Oh, I do.
Oh.
Maybe you could have gotten her to offer that grappling hook. I don't know. I rolled a 10.
Okay. Does you want Otis to try to help you out here?
Oh, good.
Otis, what are you adding to this to help him?
I look apprehensively at Otis because I know he's a smooth talker. He hasn't shown it lately, but I'm like, you got anything, Otis?
All right, so we want him to help them while we go, right? That's the plan.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince Mother to pay him basically to protect the kids at his hideout while we go take care of Father. That's my plan. That's my thought.
I'll give you my gun.
Did you say that to Mother?
No, I said. Oh, I'm trying to convince Mother.
Okay, yes.
Damn it.
Well, I was trying to convince her to pay him. If you want to see if he'll take
Oh,
your
no, no,
credit,
no, no, no.
that's what you
Okay, this
say.
is much better. This is much better.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to Mother.
Okay.
I'm like, Mother, don't worry about paying this guy. We'll pay him whatever. There's plenty of those minerals. This whole cave is full of them.
And then Mortimer just goes, minerals? What kind? What are we talking about?
Oh, a little this, a little that.
He goes, well, I'm not really in the business of a little this and a little that.
What are you in the business of?
Rose offered me and told me that I'd be paid.
Rev says, have you ever heard of, what is that stuff called?
Cerulean?
Cerulean
He
and
goes,
Thallium.
he just, he takes a big puff, takes a big drag, and kind of lets it out. And the smoke kind of blows in your guys' general direction. And he just goes, well, of course.
Have you
He
noticed
goes, I
some...
don't trust the Philium.
Okay.
But if we're
Have you
dealing in
noticed-
Ceruleum,
The crystals around this cavern, have you noticed the shine?
okay, yeah, he actually kind of takes it in, looks up, he just goes, my God.
Do you think...
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think payment might be possibility with what you're looking at?
And he goes, well, I mean, I could do it a lot, but wow. He's like, you're just like, wow.
I want to look. I want to look at Mother. It's not going to be all of it. It's just a little bit, like a crate for us.
And she kind of steps forward and she asks Mortimer, she just goes, can you watch over all of us and all these children? How can we trust you? And Mortimer just goes, now listen, like if you give me just some of this, like you can have my place. I will just leave.
Just move.
Yeah,
to
but you got to
Big
stay.
Town.
You got to protect them.
Oh, well, then it's going to take more in order for me to protect them. Remember, I'm old in the tooth. Don't have many moons left to see.
I look at the kids
not-
and I
I'm
look
not-
at Mother.
I'm not young like you.
Just buy the house. We don't need
McConaughey.
his help.
Just buy the house.
Yeah, just buy the house.
He goes, listen, you guys can have my place. It's off the beaten path. Whoever this father is will not come searching for you. And whenever you want,
Is Rose there?
that's what currently Rose is safe.
What about this? Mother pays you. You escort them to your place. Make sure they're safe. And then you can be on your way.
How much is it going? Are you all asking?
Well, I guess we have to look to Mother and say, Mother, how much is your
not
safety
ours.
worth?
Yeah.
And she kind of like looks at you, and she's almost, there's a part of it that's just kind of like giving up. She's like, ugh, she's just tired. And she goes, if you think we'll be safe there and that's where Rose is, then maybe it's just time for us to leave here. It's become too dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
How is the kids' reaction that are around?
Sarai, Blake, and some of the others they're just watching your conversation. It's for
Are
someone
they
who's like 11
worried or
year olds, it
anything?
seems to be too much for them to comprehend. And it's whatever the grown-ups have come to.
Well, Rev says, I think we should all escort them. And then we can, as soon as we make sure Mother's safe, then we can move on to dealing with Father. If we all escort you, if you don't fully trust Mortimer, we can at least go and make sure Rose is okay with you before we go to deal with Father.
Okay. Are you okay with that, Otis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what
Um,
Rev says, he's right.
with that, Mother looks to Mortimer and she goes, "We can give you, we can offer you the same deal that we offered these gentlemen."
One.
She goes, "Okay, one crate of cerulean, if that's what you would like." Mortimer kind of like looks at it and he just goes, "Well, it's not, I mean, that's not bad. That's a start. One crate.
My mouth drops.
One crate for the escort. The other crate from a home."
I look at Mother, like my hands up to my mouth.
Mother kind of like looks at him. She just goes, "That's fair."
Wow.
I just stand in disbelief.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I thought she was a spendthrift.
I offered to
before.
kill somebody for her.
Mortimer kind of puts out his pipe, kind of like knocks it out a little bit, kind of tosses it back into one of his little pockets, jumps back into his frame. Obviously the cover kind of like slams back down, and he just goes, "Gentlemen, you get them ready to move, and I'll pay the way." He goes, "But first, load me up."
Load you up.
Okay.
I
So-
guess.
Yeah, get the kids to go grab the cerulean. They're the ones who prepared our crates, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of crates that are using it as part of the barrier itself.
Yeah, there you
Initially,
go.
that you guys said they're just piling up, and they just take a crate, and they just kind of strap it to the back of his war frame. What do you guys want to do with yours?
I think if we're going to be traveling a distance, we need to rig up some sort of. I don't know if there's wheels that we could make some sort of cart we pull, or a just. I feel like we're going to need something to load up 3 crates of heavy minerals.
Are we going to leave out of the entrance that we originally came in?
You will tell me.
You think we could get those? Did we?
Yeah,
didn't-
we left them in the entrance.
Yeah, we left the speeder bikes or whatever. Didn't Skag try to blow them up though? I forget.
Yeah, but he was very unsuccessful.
No, yeah, I think
Okay,
you threw
yeah.
it off the thing and it just bounced
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Okay, well maybe we could just rig up some sort of sled just to.
But we're
cart 'em up there.
assuming they're there because we did
Right.
get led into this cave because raiders kind of led us here.
Yeah, but I'm saying we just rig up some kind of like quick sled that we can drag it out there, and then if those things are available, we can load them up there. If not, we'll have to figure something out.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, they're interesting enough. There are kind of like close to like being some kind of like tracks carts that came in initially with the mining company, and that you can kind of use. There's nothing to drag it to unless you hitched it to him. Have him drag it, or you're gonna have to like manually do it.
Let's.
Yeah, I think
I want to try to push, and I grab Skag and kind of make him help me.
Okay. Yeah, Skag he has no idea. He's so exhausted and tired. He's just like, okay, and he's just kind of like loading some stuff up.
and I'll try to pull it from the front with my mechanical
We have
strength
2
to try to
crates.
help.
What was
Our
that?
payment. Our payment is 2 crates, so
You
Well,
guys
3
get
crates, one each.
one crate each.
Yeah.
1 crate each. Oh, okay.
Was
Yeah.
Wasn't that the deal?
That was the deal, yeah, one crate
each. Okay.
Cerulean, 1 Phyllium?
hmm
Yeah. That was it. Okay. I thought you meant each person. I was like, no, I don't remember that.
Right.
Oh, so we all get 1 crate of.
For the 3 of us, it's 1 cerulean, 1
Yeah,
Phalian.
one.
Oh, okay.
She's paying you because you got rid of the alphas, even though it was the help of him.
Mhm.
And then the other one, she's going to pay you up front to kill.
To take out father.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the deal. She's trusting you to do that.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are just kind of like makeshift creating like little sleds or anything in order to make this journey out with the cargo that you guys have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I leave,
Sure. Go ahead.
I want to talk to Mother. If I bring his head back, can you sweeten the deal?
She looks at you and she just
I know
goes,
she hates him, so that's what I'm going on.
She goes, what exactly is it that you want?
Just your help at another time.
Oh, like a favor.
She looks at you quizzically.
It's a big favor, though.
And she goes, I don't know what I can do to help you, Otis, son of Garth. And then Mortimer just goes, I thought his name was McConaughey.
Hey, shut up!
He's a man of many names.
He just goes, wait a minute. Now I know where it's Otis's bad boys. And she just goes, if there is something that I could do to help you, then I will.
Even without killing him?
And then she looks at you and she just goes, that's not the deal. You know what
Then
is
we got a
required
deal,
of you."
Mother. We got a deal.
And she goes, she's really apprehensive with everything, every word that kind of comes out of your
She's
mouth.
signing a deal with the devil right now.
She's so just like she wants to turn and run with every syllable that comes slurring out of your mouth.
She doesn't want to owe this
Yeah,
Otis character.
Skag is in the back just going, don't do it. Don't. And she just goes, one favor.
You're the best, Mother. I'll bring his head back.
Okay. And with that, they finish loading up the stuff.
Yeah.
With that, Rev, Sarai comes up to you, and she's actually holding something. So
Okay.
is Jonah, and so is Blake.
Okay.
Blake walks up to Otis, and he hands him something. And
What's this?
it's like almost 20 inches or something like that. And it's just like this elongated, fluted barrel. And you actually take a look at it, and you can see this is old tech. And it's what it is a Helicon Scoutmaster refitted fluted barrel that you can attach to your rifle, exchanging it out, which will give you +1 to all damage, as well as another -1 modifier to your reaction time, because it's
Wow.
lightweight.
Didn't know they were giving us loot. Holy crap.
And he
What
kind of
was the
gives
name
it
of that
to you.
again?
It's called a Helicon
Scout.
Scoutmaster fluted long barrel.
Long barrel. Okay. Thank you.
So it's +1 to all damage, as
Mhm.
well as a -1 to your reaction time.
That's awesome.
So you
Yeah.
you can refit that on there.
I
And-
smile and I give him a hug. I drop down and give Blake a
And-
hug.
He kind of like turns back and he looks at Mother, and Mother kind of like nods. And you get the sense that these are just maybe they were left over, and they have no use for any of this now, and they figure that maybe you could use it in your travels.
Oh, sweet.
With Skag, Jonah comes up to him and gives him essentially what looks like a another revolver. But you do notice that this is a 3-shot revolver.
Wow.
He needs
And for him, as I'll write it out, it's called the Siphon 3-shot. It has a ID lock print hand grip, so no one else could ever fire his gun without his ID print.
That's
And
cool.
it's +1 damage to any of his rolls. And if he ever rolls a 6, he can take 1 exhaust or 1 vitality back on a roll of 6.
Nice.
And lastly, Sarai comes up and hands something to Rev.
Rev says, "What's this?"
And what you see is, what you know immediately, it's Calarium. Okay? And it is a Calarium.
Which is the same thing that my
that
blade
has
is
your
made of, right?
out of. It's a
Mhm.
Calarium plated photon core lance tip.
Photon core lance tip.
Okay, so instead of your Naginata, it becomes a lance.
Oh goodness.
+1 damage, +1 penetration. So that means it ignores 1 armor rating.
Cool.
It is, and it glows a bright blue whenever it is activated. And it is a 12-inch central blade with opposing flared out blades, almost like a fleur-de-lis.
Like off to the sides?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So it is something that you can refit on top of your original hilt,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes a lance or a spear than it is a naginata.
Very cool.
Okay.
And he says to Sarai, "Thank you. Where did you find this?"
She goes, it was left over from our brothers, those who fought before, but they were killed.
Sarai, I promise you, this will help me get rid of bad people.
And she comes in and she actually gives you a hug.
And
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 Blake slowly
Otis is infectious.
goes to Otis. He's like, and he just kind of like puts his arms around your legs and just kind of points.
Pat his head.
and Rev doesn't quite know how to show emotion, but he very lightly hugs her back, and little oil tears come out of his eyes. I don't know if he has oil tears, but you know.
as some kind of fluid kind of comes out, whether if it's like tear ducts or if it's something else, Skag comes up and wipes them away.
Skag, don't touch me.
Smack him.
With that, about a half an hour or so, obviously they're just trying to get what they can get. You're obviously kind of pushing the thing, and Mortimer's just like, we need to go if we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Staying around here could get really ugly.
And we tell Mortimer that at the entrance that we came into the mine, there were vehicles that we could use. Did he come in that entrance? Did he see those? I want to ask
How
him
did you
that.
get in?
Interesting enough, I found them to be quite interesting that they were still there. I didn't know who they were.
Yahtzee!
Looks like we got transportation, Yahtzee.
And he goes, well, okay, then are you all ready to go? It's going to be a kind of a long journey. We got a large group. We also have to protect them. I don't know how many more of them are out there.
Rev says, do we have time to rest, or should we get going now?
I think we need to get going.
Okay.
Let's go.
I think we're ready.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
We're ready. Mother, we ready to go?
Mortimer kind of like gets in his mech, kind of slams it back down again. As this thing, and he goes, just follow me, boys. And with that, we will end our session here tonight.
Very nice.
There
We got fat loots, man. That's awesome.
We got some
Yeah.
fat loots.
I was not
You
expecting
guys are going
that.
to try to venture out of the caverns here and try to get to the surface once again and see if
The
you
Mortimer
can
estate.
the estate of Mortimer, Mondragon II Esquire. Other than that, to anybody who is checking us out in the chat, there's live streams. We just want you to know we thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is a weekly role-playing session that has happened on every Friday at about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If anybody's actually coming from Rand's chat and you know that he's from Texas, that means 9 p.m. is his central time. Again, we thank you so much for everything, for sticking around with us. Just know that you can always find these uploaded as well on YouTube. You can always click the link as well and check us out on YouTube. My name is Scott Shogii Moses. This game is called Horizons Unknown. After Earth RPG. It's a game that I've created. It's currently like in beta as this is right now. This gentleman over here is Ryan.
Rev 118.
Yeah, I'm about to say you know him as Rev 118. You know him as Rand 118. You can always find him. He's a great streamer. Check him out. And this gentleman below me here playing Otis is Burger. You can find him on his channel as well, Burger _TV when he's back on. But you can
One
always,
day.
yeah, you can always find him here in the chat, as well as on this show. And the third person is Eli, who will be here on next week, and you'll be able to check him out there as well.
The real
And everybody
skag.
in
The
chat
real
gets to kick
skag.
them in the junk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The real skag, and not this phony here. Other than that, we thank you so much. And until we see you guys on the wastes, we'll see you when you see it. Have a good one, guys.
Good night.
See you later.